Favouring that end in particular, but the players are going through their warm-ups here and just watching Jackson Clark put one through there. There was no sort of deviation of the ball, so the wind might not have a factor early doors, but they're primed. Geez, they're primed. They all look good. They all look fit. They all run on top of the ground as Myrtleford Saints captain Mitch Del Bosco comes in to toss the coin with Wangaratta Magpie leader, enforcer and game winner from last week, Jackson Clark, comes in to toss the coin to see where these guys are going to go. So it's just shaking hands with the umpires now, and we'll get a direction in which way the boys are kicking. But the stage is set. The crowd's starting to build nicely. There's a large crowd at the netball courts as we just had the toss, and it looks like Mitchy Dow's won the toss, and he's elected to kick towards the netball court end. Absolutely picture perfect out here, boys. Prelim finals upon us. The components are ready to go. Let's get stuck in.
Bob Jackson down there with a comprehensive recap for the Newmarket Hotel. Dan Vaccaro on our 40-wink stat sheet today for the first time since round 18. Dan, who are we looking at today, please?
Thank you, Panda. For 40 winks, we'll be taking the numbers of Jackson East, who's been amazing. He's a smoky, well, probably not even a smoky for the Morris Medal. He's one of the favourites. Tommy Capillari, Mitch Tenardi as well, another great player. Matt Munro, and the fine wine Lukey Simon Curtis as well. So he's just a superstar. Dan Sharrock for Wangaratta Magpies, Jackson Clark at the Preston Prince, Alex Federico, Aiden Tilley, I'm going to keep an eye on him, Tyler Norton as well. And then just for our listeners as well, we're taking the clearance, the free kicks, marks inside 50, and I'm also taking a new stat today as well, Lukey. The amount of topics Panda complains about in a day, and so far we've got 3. We've got sharing club rooms, the wind, and Zach and Merritt. So hopefully those numbers will be bumped up as well.
Keep going with that sort of stuff, Dan, and you'll be over in the club rooms with Nat Omo and the crew with Oak FM, my friend.
Yes.
Give it to him, Panda.
Bunch of good blokes.
Who wins today and why?
Oh, Panda. Gee, it's a tough question. I'll go with the Saints by 3 points in another heart stopper.
Bob Jackson.
Yeah, I'm going to lean towards the Saints as well. I feel as though that they're the team to challenge Rovers next week, and I think they'll get the job done today.
Dan Vaccaro.
Myrtleford by 1 point.
Okay, I think the Wang Magpies will get up by under a goal. So I'm the odd one out here today. Crowd, guesstimate, please. Bob Jackson is pretty good coverage all around Birrelea Park, I have to say.
Yeah, just looking on the clubroom side here, it's fairly congested and there's a lot of people. There's not much space on the hill, and you can see on the far side there as well that the hill's starting to fill up as well, and over the back of the netball court. So yeah, the prediction of 3,000 to 4,000 mightn't be too far off the mark by the time we get going here.
Alrighty, Bob Jackson, boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel in the preliminary final today. You got Dan Vaccaro on the 40-wink stat sheet. Luke Francis with you for McRae Motors, and Blake Panda Escott as well. The Wangaratta Rovers already through to the Ovens and Murray Grand Final. Myrtleford or Wangaratta to join them. Your umpires today, Jeff Rain, Ash Broughton and Jeff Bassett, 3 of the best in the business. As umpire, Ash Broughton holds the footy aloft. The siren sounds, and we're underway here in the prelim with Luke Francis for McRae Motors.
Yeah, Smith and Knowles, away we go. And Smith came off his shins, goes again. Norton was down low. Sharrock tried to get it up to Chris Knowles. He did so. Here goes Knowles to the arc of the 50, and Calvin takes the marks for the Saints. And he wants to retreat, so they lose a bit of ground early. Out to Mitch Del Bosco. Now he's in 2 minds here. He's going to come out to the broadcast side, goes on a bouncing run. Ferguson didn't know it was intended for him. He gets it in the end, and it's a wobbly kick off the boot. Miotto picks it up for the Saints on true centre wing. Brad Melville's got it. Miotto stood up in the tackle. Nicely done to Capillari. Out the back to Smith. They shift it down the line. Jake Sharp. And he got worried out of it. He's going to win the free kick though. So Jake Sharp. So just right of centre wing, broadcast side. What can he do? The former coach of the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. He sends it forward. Agosta got up high, couldn't take the mark. Smart brought down in a strong tackle. In fact, it's play on. Agosta rolling towards goal. Kai. Oh, it's hit the post. It's hit the post. There's the first score of the prelim. The Saints on the board. Thanks to Steel Line, 1-0.
Lockie Murphy-Dale almost got on the end of that and would have socketed it off the ground and through for a goal like his old Myrtleford Savoy days. As we have a boundary thrown on the far side. It was a quick kick in for the Wangaratta Magpies. Bob Jackson for the Newmarket Hotel. Any matchups?
Yeah, I have Tyler Norton's gone to Matty Munro, and Jackson East has started deep in the forward line, and Harrison Smart's gone to him.
Toby Cossa and Chris Knowles doing the ruck work on the far side. The Emerald Oval side of Birrelea Park as Dan Sharrock puts it on the boot to half forward. Clean pick up from Curtis for the Saints. Del Bosco tries to get through traffic, but he bites off more than he can chew. And Matty Hayden brings him down with a big strong tackle and a free kick for the Pies. On the right half forward flank in front of the scoreboard. Myrtleford 1 to the Magpies 0. Hayden sits at about 40 from goal. Clark comes, brings it to ground. Tenardi through traffic. A calm hand pass off to Ferguson. Short kick didn't go 15. Maracca finds Matt Munro, and the Saints lick up by hand across half-back.
Tenardi goes short to Lockie Murphydale, and he wants to fire it right out wide, so they're on the far side of the ground. The Saints, as they move this footy, let's see what they can put forward from here. Harrington to half forward. Smith comes out, meets it nicely. Tenardi, good running from the Saints. Look at this ball movement. Now, what can they do from here? Jackson East wants to swing it back towards Sharp. It might be a goal from Jackson East. It is. It's a beauty. Wow, a Sunjan goal of the day from Jackson East. There's the first major from the Saints. They lead 7-0 thanks to Steel Line.
Already we've seen a quick ball movement from half-back from Myrtleford. You can see the game style and the way they want to play the game today. Just changing the angles. They're not afraid to kick the ball short and move that ball really, really quickly and get it into their power movers.
Yeah, that ball movement looks scary already, Lukey Francis. That's the opening 2 minutes, and Myrtleford are putting their exquisite kick to the test. But on the stat sheet, Wang have started okay. Like the first 2 clearances, out of the midfield, ticking along nicely. Sharrock and Clark getting their hands on the footy, but Myrtleford's ball movement, wow.
That kick is one of the hardest kicks in football. He's a right footer. He's kicked that on the left, tied up against the boundary, drop punt for a goal. There's a free kick out of the middle for the Saints, and here they go again. Tenardi's hand pass was at the bootlace of Maracca. Did he get pushed in the back? Somehow got an amazing kick away to avoid getting holding the ball. Ellis for the Magpies, pumps it to half forward out the back, climbing high with the Magpies. Xavier Laverty runs away, streams away, and goes bang for the Pies. Goal 52 for season 2025 for Xavier Laverty. Out the back, ran into a wonderful goal, and the Magpies answer back. 1 straight 6 to the Saints, 1-1-7.
Both number 17s for both clubs have kicked their first goals. Xavier Laverty was the first player to get back on his feet after a big contest there and ran into an open goal. He is an X factor. He is very important to the makeup of this side. He takes a lot of pressure off Aidan Tilley, who's come back into this side, and there's a lot of expectation on him to do well. So Laverty has delivered early. Yeah,
great turn of pace there by Xavier Laverty, and that's their second inside 50. Mitch Tenardi for the Saints as well. He's had 4 disposals already on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Ground immaculate, weather supreme. There goes Federico to Tristan, a half forward. Good contest. And there's going to be a free kick awarded to Tom Capillari against Jasper Craven. So Tom, skillful player. Let's see what he can do. And he wants to go and shift it out wide again. So they're happy to use the far side of the ground here, the Saints. East to Harrington. Here goes Damon, short on the left foot to Matt Munro. And they're away and running the Saints. Here they come. They're going forward again. Wide entry. Trying to get a Goster. Matt Grossman gets back and sees the ball out of bounds in the pocket. Let's go to Dan Vaccaro for 40 winks.
Yeah, well, we identified it in the pre-game that whoever uses the ground well is going to go a long way. And Myrtleford at the moment, their ball movement across the half-back line looks fantastic. They've gone inside 53 times, and they look very dangerous every time they go in.
A high boundary throw in the pocket for the Saints in front of the old scoreboard here at Birrelea Park, and runs over the line. And now to play once again. Bob Jackson, boundary side for the Newmarket. Pretty healthy crowd in here. Conditions boundary side.
Perfect. It's a bit of a buzz down here. It's electric. It's finals footy at its best here at the moment, boys.
You watch out for that vuvuzela that sounds every single time a Myrtleford Alpine Saints goal is kicked from Liv Sinclair and the crew. As Sharrock jams it on the boot. I reckon it sails over the line and out of bounds on the full. And a free kick to the Saints. 2 kicks from home. Still camped out on the Emerald Oval side of Birrelea Park. It's in the hands of Mitch Del Bosco. He's getting called to play on here. He doesn't want to go long, but he's forced to in the end. It's a shallow kick. It's a poor kick. And it's turned over as Tyler Norton marks in defence for the Pies.
He's had a super season, Tyler Norton, and he goes back to Cam Barrett. So they're right on their goal line defensively. Cam Barrett tries to pick one off. Beautiful kick to Waitai Tua. So about 35 out now from the netball court's end. And Waitai, he wants to come to the broadcast side, or gets Ellis with a short one. So they're so good by foot. Here he comes to Bourdignon. True half-back flank. Now Michael Clark leads him. He's going for Jackson now. Kick just over his head. Calvin got a fist to it. Ball rolling towards the chalk, out of bounds slightly left of centre wing. Let's go down to Bobby Jackson for the Newmarket.
Yeah, defensively, Myrtleford have got the ground covered. Yeah, they made Wangaratta move the ball nice and slow so they can set the ground up and control the ball when they haven't got it. So they're right. They're switched on defensively as well, the Saints.
Yeah, Mitch Tenardi on the 40-wing stat sheet. He started really well. 4 disposals for him. Tom Capillari, Jackson East, 2 each as well.
We've gone 7 minutes first term for A-grade oils and batteries here in the prelim final. Scoreboard for Steel Line reads 7 Myrtleford, 6 Wangaratta. A goal apiece here in the prelim. Toby Cossar kicks to his partner in crime, Riley Smith. Looks to be playing more forward today for the Saints. He's had an outstanding debut year for the Tricolours. The former Peel Thunder Waffle Ruckman. He's got the ball on centre wing. Tries to pitching wedge, kick the ball towards Miotto, who left it behind. Michael Borden on. Picks it up for the Pies. Norton, careful left foot kick down the line. What a mark by Jasper Craven, who was going to mark it, and he did. Plays on, takes a bounce, has to get it away in a hurry. It's a high up and under. Laverty caught out of position. Simon Curtis up to the task. Takes an elite body and paint. Mark of the day for the Saints, who come through the corridor of Birrelea Park.
To Jake Sharp, and they're on the run again, the Saints. Gee. So, lost his footing, did Beatty. Tenardi picks it up. Right foot, so they cleaned that up well. Beautiful mopping up work. Here's Calagero. Now he wants to come inside 50, Sharp's out, and he takes the mark. Does Riley. Beautiful ball work and movement, Bobby.
Yeah, it certainly was. Michael Borden got caught up in traffic there and didn't quite get back to his man in Sharp, and Cam Barrett was stuck on the big fella, and there was basically no contest once that ball went in the air. He's a big unit and takes him seriously defending, and that's a job too big for Cam, unfortunately.
Gee, love this one, Riley. Just to get himself going in this prelim final, kicking toward the netball court end, 48 out, it's left, it's staying there, and it's gone through for 1 minus score. So 8 plays 6. 8 plays 6. The Saints up over the Maggies in the prelim on the Steel Line scoreboard.
Panda and Lukey with you for McRae Motors. We'll get a stats update for 40 Winks soon. That was a poor hand pass to the Magpies trying to exit defence. Grossman caught holding the ball, and a great chase down tackle and good forward pressure by Matty the Muncher Munro, who's got a free kick on the paint of the 50. Tied up against the boundary line. I reckon he fancies his chances here, Bobby J.
Yeah, that breeze that we spoke about just probably come over his left shoulder there, so he might get it up in the air. No.
He sits it up to the top of the goal square looking for Riley Sharp. He was impeded with. Spills out the back here to the dangerous smalls of the Saints. Missed Riccardi with the hand pass over the line in the pocket, and a throw in for Myrtleford. Inside 50 numbers, early doors, Dan Vaccaro, 40 Winks.
Yeah, well, the contest is living up to its heights. 5 inside 50s apiece from both teams, Panda, so tight contest, early days.
Dan Vaccaro for 40 Winks. Let's have a look. Boundary throw-in deep in the pocket. Netball court's end. Sharp flicked it over his head. Ended up in Norton's hands. Now the Saints weaving in close. Riccardi out to East. He might get another. Left foot he has. He's got an early double, Jackson. And the Saints look on early, Bobby Jackson.
He just, I was just watching him roving around the packs. You could just see him sensing that an opportunity. And when Riccardi handballed the footy to him, he was ready to go and locked and loaded, and that was not deviating off centre. Just an interesting matchup, boys, to have a look at. Simon Curtis has gone to Xavier Laverty down the back there. So the experienced campaign has taken the responsibility of going to one of the most dangerous forwards, with Ferguson going to Aiden Tilley. So that's an interesting one.
I like it, and I like Jackson Clark. He's an absolute superstar. 4 disposals, 2 goals, early days on the 40-wing stat sheet, and he just inserts himself into the midfield again here.
Jackson Clark or Jackson East?
Jackson East, sorry.
You have had 4 weeks off, Dan. I'll give you a mulligan there.
I like Jackson Clark too, good player.
He is a good player. He's a match winner from last week. I won't let you get away with anything today, my friend, as Tyler Norton is tackled by Bowen Calagero on the paint of the square. Just forward of the 3 centre circles painted here at Birrelea Park. Tossed up by umpire Jeff Bassett. Both umpires wrestle. Knowles eked a hand pass out. Ellis jammed it on the boot. Ferguson dropped the chest mark. Magpies bore in. Newton coming off 17 disposals last week. Careful hand pass over to Tilley. His hand pass asked a bit of Federico. Likewise over to Maxi Bean. Tied up against the boundary. Gets a banana kick away. Bean, top of the goal square. Laverty punches through for a minor score. Saints defending hard on the goal line. The Magpies 1-1-7. To the Saints 2-2-14 on the Steel Line scoreboard. They bring it out quick from defence.
Certainly do. Beatty's away. Now he's in pursuit. Tilley was after him. Nice kick. Here's Brent. So Declan just right of a centre. He goes with a drilling ball, trying to get Lockie Murphy-Dale. East again. Gets it out to Munro. Matt might get one. Left foot. Rolling. Yep. Matty Munro and that man Jackson. He's so dangerous inside forward 50. The tricolours are red hot early. Bobby Jackson.
Wowee. The transition of the ball from the point that was scored, Simon Curtis quickly got the ball into Diesel Beatty, and it was like 18 scalded cats running down the ground. It was fantastic to watch, and the ball movement was exquisite, and Jackson East has got his fingerprints all over this fast start. Yeah,
the accuracy and the pace of the ball movement is just too much at the moment for Wang Magpies. They look like a super outfit at the moment, Myrtleford Saints, and that man Jackson East, 5 disposals, 2 goals. He's the best player on the ground by the straight at Flemington so far in this first term.
So 3 early goals. We've only played 9 minutes in the first quarter here for A-grade Oils and Batteries. A great start here in the preliminary final. 2 to East, 1 to Munro. And the mid-sized forwards, the smalls are getting to work. Here's Federico out of the middle for the Pies. Kick inside 50. Reese Grant, the late inclusion, got 2 minutes to it. Bean trying to kick it off the deck. Spills here to Federico. Kick's going to land at the top of the goal square. Curtis, with all his prime and experience, punches it over the line. And we'll have a reset inside 50 for the Wang Magpies, who trail 3-2-20. Magpies 1-1-7 for Steelline. Here's Luke Francis, 10 minutes gone in the first quarter.
Blake Escott calling for McRae Motors. Welcome to you on prelim final day in the O&M. Let's have a look. Smith and Hayden. Tenardi got swung off the ball.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a quick call.
Holding the ball, Lukey.
And it's going to Dan Sharrock. Bobby?
I initially thought that was over the shoulder.
Yep.
Yeah, but anyway, that's a long way away, boys, so I'll trust the umpires are right next to the action there. But that Simon Curtis Lavity matchup has got me intrigued, and I love it when experienced players say, no, I'll take responsibility and take the big gun player, and he's playing it well, Simon, at this stage.
Dan Sharrock back from an ACL injury this year. So good when he's at his best. Dan for the Pies second, and he gets it and puts them back within 7 points. So 20 plays 13 on the Steelline scoreboard. We're going over 14 for NZ first term.
Yeah, such a composed head, Dan Sharrock, and he started this game really well. 4 disposals for him and a much-needed goal as early as it is for Dan Sharrock as well. And the inside 50 count, it's such an even contest. They are both 7 apiece at the moment here for Myrtleford and Lavington as well. Wangaratta as well. Jackson East, he started well, 5 disposals, 2 goals for him. Mitch Tenardi up to 5 as well on the 40-wing stat sheet. And Alex Federico, the Preston Prince, up to 4 disposals as well.
So 20 plays 13 here in the first quarter for A-grade Oils and Batteries. We've gone about 14 minutes in the first quarter, having a few clock issues here in the opening quarter. We are sandwiched between the 2 benches, between the 2 coaches' boxes. You're going to hear a few profanities today. Federico Perowitz out of the middle. Beautiful high up and under. Lavity's his target once again. Curtis brought it to ground. Sharp swoops in for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Hayden wins it back onto Lavity, who's going to kick a second first quarter goal. On the run once again, Xavier Lavity. The Magpies have kicked the last 2. Margin back to 1 point.
Just a nice clean exit out of the centre of the ground there. It gave the forwards opportunity, and Xavier Lavity's just finding some space off the back of contest, which is something that Simon Curtis is going to have to keep an eye on. He's got a fast start, Xavier, so he's up and about.
Yeah, well, they're starting to get bullied a little bit, Myrtleford, in that clearance game as well. 5-1 so far in Wangaratta's favour, and Alex Federico, he's been the main source of that as well. 6 disposals for him on the 40-wing stat sheet, and Dan Sharrock up to 5 as well. So those guys there really putting the acid on the Myrtleford Saints midfield at the moment.
How good a start to the prelim, Dan. So 3 goals apiece, Saints by 1 point at the moment.
Exactly what we expected, boys.
That's it. Rightio, back in the middle again. Knowles, beautiful tap to Clark, and he's on the move, Jackson, and he drills it straight up the middle. Beautiful hands. Look at that from Ferguson coming out. That wouldn't have been a hard ball to mark, or would have been. Takosa off his chest. East goes again. He's met by Newton, and then they're locked again, and the umpire will take it. So slightly left of centre wing on the broadcast side. Burley Park is situated in Wodonga. Of course, on the border. O&M action, prelim for 25. Oh, gee. Clark going down.
Free kick.
Got one over the shoulder. So he's 70 out. They're kicking towards the Emerald Avenue end, and he wants to go to the pocket on the broadcast side. Strong contest, ball out of bounds in front of Hayden, and we will have a boundary throw in.
Yeah. Good little period at the moment for Wangaratta. 10 inside 50s for them this quarter as well. So just starting to work their way into the game, and their clearance game top notch at the moment. As mentioned earlier, 6 clearances for them so far in this contest. Myrtleford just with the 1.
17 minutes played on the NZ Albury time clock. First term for A-grade oars and batteries. Steel line scoreboard has the Myrtleford Alpine Saints leading by 1 point. 6 goals apiece in the first 17 minutes of the first quarter. Ball camped inside the Magpies forward 50. Saints exit. Calogero went one-handed. Magpies trail after him. Clark over there. Calogero on to Myrtleford. Ball on centre wing. Nice little kick off the outside of the right boot. Finds Jackson East. Too far to score. He goes by hand once again. Calogero just fumbled at the crucial minute. Ryan Benton come in and grab the footy. And we have a ball up. Half forward for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. 20 plays 19. Saints up. Bob Jackson. That transition is dangerous.
It is certainly dangerous. Just watching Tyler Norton, he's picking up the most dangerous midfielder. So whether it's Jackson East or Matty Munro, so he's predominantly just staying in the midfield and picking up the most dangerous Myrtleford midfielder.
Bob Jackson for the Newmarket. Rightio, Dan, what's your best here in the opening turn thanks to 40 wins?
Yeah, well, Wangaratta's best is their inside 50s. 10-7 so far in Wang's favour.
Great. There goes Knowles. Big clearing kick. Out of a stoppage, Curtis got a fist to it. Now the race is on. Here's Richards. Nick, that was a wild kick. It's come off the side of his boot. Out to bounds on the full. So Simon Curtis will retrieve the pill. Coming over a little overcast at the moment. Of course, the Wang Rovers already in the grand final in the O&M for 25. He played at the Lavington Sports Ground next Sunday. Short ball by Curtis to Bowen Calogero. Here he goes. Bowen, left foot, down the line to the forward flank, wide out. Batten, second attempt at it, and he's going to be paid the mark. So Ryan came into the Maggies lineup late in the season. Wants to go with about a 25-metre kick, picking up Nick Richards again. He eyed off the corridor and decides now he wants to come in to Michael Bordignon. So slightly right of a centre, short ball to the Preston Prince, Alex Federico. Now Matt Grossman's on for the switch. Now Sharp's onto it. Well done by Riley. Over the top to Riccardi, and he rolls one out.
He does. Rolls down the line. Jackson East will want to keep this in. He does well. And then punts it forward. Lands in the lap of Josh Myrtleford. That was clever play from East. Myrtleford sits it up to the top of the goal square. Oh, good defensive play, but not good enough from Jet Roberts, because roving is Lockie Murphy-Dale, the beneficiary. And he kicks his first major for the day and extends the lead back out to 7 points for the Saints.
Well done there by Lockie Murphy-Dale. He just watched the contest unfold in front of him, where his opponent committed to the contest, and he just watched the ball come off the hands and rode it beautifully and ran into an open goal. So fast transition of the football from both sides at the moment, but Myrtleford just very impressive with the way they move the ball up and down the ground.
Well, they're playing 2 different games really. Wangaratta really putting some time into their clearance work, but Myrtleford's ball movement off a half back line is just scary to watch. So what a good game. 10 inside 50s for Wang, 9 for Myrtleford so far in the first term.
Yeah, Dan, it's been a fantastic quarter of footy.
7 goals, Lukey.
That's it, Panda. And here goes Sharrock. Clearance out of the middle for the Maggies. Spilt down there by Jasper Craven. They clean up though. Nick Richards, left foot. Well done by Tilly. Just putting the Dukes up and taking it in, Bob Jackson.
Yeah, Dan nailed it there. The centre clearance and the clearance work is starting to become a bit of an issue for Myrtleford. Yeah, they get the ball out on their own terms when it's out in the open, but the stoppages and the clearances are really concerning them at the moment.
Yeah, 7-2.
So this to put the Maggies back within a point. Aiden Tilly makes no mistake from 20 out directly in front at the Emerald Avenue end. So 26 plays, 25 on the steel line scoreboard. Saint is up.
Yeah, and that was vintage Dan Sharrock too, coming out of that midfield. He's had the 6 disposals and a goal so far on the 40-wing stat sheet as well. So he's been super, along with the Preston Prince, Alex Federico, the Rolls Royce in there as well, 7 disposals for him. So it's really going to be a question on who can nullify the way they play, both teams. So if Myrtleford can nullify the clearance work, and if Wang can nullify running off the half-back and going for the midfield, we're going to have a game on our hands here.
Genuine shootout in the first quarter. 8 goals, 4 apiece. And the centre stoppage work from the Magpies is something to behold at the minute. Knowles down to Sharrock. This time it's not a great entry. doesn't break the 50, and Del Bosco marks for the Saints. It's all too easy out of the middle for the Magpies. Rebound off half back. Smith got 2 hands to it for the Saints at half forward. Sharrock with his own footy at the moment. Goes on the left, Norton finds Ellis, broadcast wing at half back. He gets a lead down the line from Nick Richards. Hasn't played footy for a while, Nick. He marks, comes inboard once again to Sharrock. How many now, Dan Vaccaro?
Yeah, Dan Sharrock's about to have his 8th disposal, Panda.
Best quarter of footy for a while. He goes short, finds Fraser Ellis at half-back. 26 plays 19. Sorry, 26 plays 25. Scoreboard wrong here at Birrelea Park. Goes down inside forward 50 for the Magpies. Getting 2 hands to it there. Bean ekes a kick out here to Craven. Clever work in traffic. Loads up on the right to the top of the goal square. Out the back. Laverty almost claimed the mark. He's caught, and we'll have a ball up. Top of the goal square for the Magpies. 26 plays 25. 22 minutes gone for NZ. First quarter for A-grade Alls and Batteries.
Yeah, a lot of players at the stoppage. Right down at the Emerald Avenue end. Ferguson. He's turned it over. Newton, left foot. He snuck it through. Somehow, some way, that ball's weaved its way through the players down there, and it's gone through for a 6-pointer. Bobby.
Stoppages are a real concern and an area that they need to address ASAP. Otherwise, the Wang Magpies will shut this game down and make it just a stoppage game all over the ground. So that they need to address this, and they need to address it really quickly. Yeah,
they need to break even. That was a clearance to Myrtleford, but they coughed it straight up to Wangaratta. So only their 3rd for the day, and Wangaratta are already up to 8 clearances this quarter. So they are dominating that area to back up Bobby there. And Dan Sharrock, you mentioned earlier, he's been a main reason why 8 disposals and a major for him. And Alex Federico, 7 for him on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Steel line scoreboard, Magpies 5-1. The Saints 4-2. It's a 5-point lead to the Magpies, who have kicked 4 of the last 5 goals here in this opening quarter. Colliding in the middle there was Federico and Maraca. Federico on his haunches. Bean just overran the football. Was able to work his opponent Curtis under the football. Then Gotchling applies a forward 50 tackle. And we have a ball up, 40 out from Magpie goal. Inside 50 numbers, Dan Vaccaro, 40 minks.
Yeah, thanks, Panda. 12 inside 50s for Wangaratta to Myrtleford's 9.
Cossa, early body work. Gets a clearance towards the wing. Melville reads it best for the Magpies. Gets a quick kick away. Through the midst of Waitai Tua. Falling over as well was Lockie Miotto. He gets it back on centre wing. Gets around one. Kicks a tumbling one on the boot to Munro. Links up by hand to Calogero. And here the Saints go. Dangerous in space through the middle of the corridor. Kicks beautifully to Riley Sharp. He marks Riley. I reckon he wants to get on with it pretty quick. He does, just outside 50, into the pocket. Harrington on the 3-time juggle takes a mark in front of the old scoreboard. And when the Saints get out in traffic, they are hard to stop.
Oh, wowee. Just the movement across half-back, when they get the ball on their terms, they're electric and hard to watch and hard to stop. They just run in numbers. Matty Munch is just setting the pace through the middle there with, he almost encourages his teammates to run with him when he's running through the middle. It's a fantastic sight.
So Damon Harrington, for the 10th goal of the opening quarter, if you don't mind, he'll kick in the pocket, tied up against the boundary, about 35 metres out. It's a stuttering approach. Kick on the way, just misses. He liked it off the boot, and it's through for 1 minor score. The Saints 4-3-27, Wangaratta 5-1-31 on the Steel Line scoreboard as we tick up towards quarter time in the prelim.
Brad Melville, and he trots out and he slams it outside 50 defensively. Bordignon hooks it around his body. He's got Fraser Ellis out there. Gee, that was a nice kick. And here's Fraser, back on his centre wing on the far side for the Maggies. And the Wang Football Club goes up the line with the 20-metre kick. Tilly, Barrett, gee, that was a nice front and centre. Look at that for delivery. Not taken in by Gotchling. Saints come away. Calogero wants to swing it out the back. They're on the move now through Beatty. What's Diesel going to do with this? And he chips it up towards the centre half forward area. No one at home. Bad turnover to Jet Roberts. On to Melville. Up the corridor to Sharrock. Dan. So they get some speed on the peel. Here's Grossman. Matt sends it in. Same old story back there. Oh, stolen out of his hands by Nick Richards. Umpire picked it up. Tell you what, they're not missing much, the umpires. Calvin short to Beatty.
Yeah, good mark from both defensive units. Bob Jackson, who are getting back in the hole late in the first quarter.
Yeah, pushed back nicely there, and a real important mark there because that was goals all over it.
Beatty's kick was ordinary. Barrett spins out of traffic, links up by hand to Melville, on to Tua, gets a kick away on centre wing, lands in a lap of Jasper Craven, who's had a few moments in this first quarter. He's got Jackson Clark at half forward, takes the mark because he's too strong in front of Capillari. He's almost within range here, Jackson. He's not almost, he is. He is not even looking for a teammate. He's 52 metres out, up against 5 metres in from the boundary. Bob Jackson, do you like his chances?
Yeah, I do. I just like a couple of matchups, and I think Wangaratta do too, with their forward 50, inside their forward 50. They just like the look of this Jackson Clark pushing forward. He seems to get a mismatch every time he goes down there.
For the Magpies, 6th goal the opening quarter. He was the hero last week, the captain. Can he produce some more magic for the Magpies today? He'll kick from outside 50. Kick on the way, I reckon's just going to fall short. Leaping across the front of the pack was Tilly. Knowles down there. Craven, Munro onto Reece Grant. The Saints are out of traffic just as he takes a bounce, if you don't mind, Reece.
Gee, that was great work. They kept the ball alive, the Saints, so they didn't concede a point. And Cossack brought down in a strong tackle on the far side by Bordignon. And the umpire will take it. We'll go to Dan Vaccaro for 40 Winks.
Yeah, well, that man, Matt Munro as well, he's been huge. He's had 8 disposals on the 40 Wing stat sheet. So really flying the flag for Myrtleford in their midfield.
So they've gone 28 for NZ opening term. So, gee, the siren mustn't be far away now. 31 playing 26 with the Saints up. Here's Munro. And he takes Federico on. He tightrope the boundary line, turns it over to Chris Knowles. Just under the scoreboard. On the far side at Burley Park. So good afternoon to you if you're tuned in on 1494 2AY and 102.1 Edge FM. I hope you're enjoying the live stream. Thanks to Snap Print Solutions.
Sharrock, how many now, Dan?
He's about to have 10, Panda. 10 to go.
He's on track for 35-40 as Bill Sharrock. Kicked though, asked a lot of his teammate. Wasn't paid a mark to Bordignon. Was able to get a hand pass away, but they've turned it over. Saints win it back. Harrington, who's been lively in the first quarter. Del Bosco had to get a hurried kick away. Lands at half forward. Genuine one-on-one contest between Maraca and Smart. Maraca picks it up. It was running into goal from 50 and the siren sounds to end a rip snorter of a first quarter for A-grade Alls and Batteries in the preliminary final. The Rovers will play the winner between the Saints and the Magpies. 5-1-31 the Magpies. Lead the Saints 4-3-27. It's O&M Live, where you won't.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan Intelligent Mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
This goes out to all the runners, the racers, the chasers, out of the box, and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Running too late, being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The Athlete's Foot. Fit for every run.
My family always comes first, so when the time comes, I want to know they're cared for, and that's why I've pre-planned my funeral. With a fixed price funeral plan from Tobin Brothers Funerals, your family won't be burdened by the cost, and your life will be celebrated your way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, a trusted name since 1934, supporting local families just like yours in Albury Wodonga and Corowa Rutherglen. Tobin Brothers Funerals,
Wodonga.
OMFNL Live on 2AY.
Preliminary final day in the SS&A Ovens and Murray. Quarter time, a 9-goal opening quarter. A bit of a score fest here at the Birralee Park sees the Magpies with a 4-point advantage. 5-1-31 to the Saints, 4-3-27. Panda, Luke Francis with you. Bob Jackson, boundary side, we'll get to him soon. And Dan Vaccaro with our C&L shower screens and wardrobes. Quarter's best from the opening quarter, D-Vac.
Thank you very much, Blake. Quarter's best for Myrtleford. Jackson East, he was superb. 7 disposals, 2 goals. He's a real fire starter in that quarter, Lukey. And along with Matt Munro as well, I thought he was probably their best mid as the quarter wore on as well. He's up to 9 disposals. For Wangaratta, Dan Sharrock, he had a superb first quarter. Real vintage Dan Sharrock performance. A goal and 10 majors for him. And I thought Alex Federico as well, the Preston Prince. He had 7 disposals. He was a real barometer in that midfield for Wangaratta, and that's the reason why they're 9 clearances to 4 in the first quarter as well. And another stat as well, Panda has notched up his 4th complaint of the day. This one here is coaches. So we were talking about how good that quarter was, and Panda goes, oh, well, you watch the coaches shut the game down. So coaches is the 4th. And just to recap, sharing club rooms, Wind, Zach Merritt, and now coaches. So he's ticking along nicely, our man.
Thank you very much for that comprehensive quarter time update, Dan Vaccaro. Bob Jackson, which huddle were you at quarter time, my friend?
I floated between 2, and Jason Heatley's really impressed with the way they get the game on their terms and control the footy and moved it nicely and efficiently into their forward 50 and control the stoppages was pretty much the story for them. On the flip side, I don't think Funky was real happy about what was going on at the stoppages, particularly in the centre. And wanted to make sure that they get that stuff sorted in the middle. Otherwise, it could be a long day. They pretty much backed up the stuff that we were talking about in that first quarter. So, just controlling. He's just doing some work. I'm just watching Funky now. He's doing some work with I think that's
Bowen
Calingeri, in regards to what he wants done in that middle with the likes of Sharrock and those guys running amok in the middle. They want to get some sort of control back there.
Ray White Wodonga netball update sees Yarrawonga move through to their 2nd grand final in a row, 42-30 over the Lavington Panthers, and it's a rematch of the A-grade netball grand final from last year. Yarrawonga will take on the Wodonga Raiders for Ray White Wodonga, so well done to the Pigeon train, which rolls on. Who was the leading stat winner in that opening quarter, please, Dan, just to recap our viewers and listeners who are jumping on for the first time?
Yeah, so it was Dan Sharrock on my stat sheet as well, Panda, so 10 disposals and a major for him. He was superb.
And repeating winner in the thirds was Lavington by 2 points over the Wang Rovers. So it spoils the Wang Derby grand final, which looked pretty certain in the third. So Lavington will play the Rovers in the under-18s grand final, and Lavington will also play the Rovers in the reserves grand final as well. So after Lavington defeated Myrtleford by 90 points in the prelim final earlier today. 9-goal opening quarter, Lukey. When was the last time you saw a 9-goal opening quarter stanza combined in the Ovens and Murray?
Oh, great question, Pan. It was so good, so entertaining. Let's hope we get more of it here in a second.
Second quarter about to get underway for Jaco Aubrey-Wodonga. And what do they say, Lukey?
Jumping to Jaco, Panda.
Off you go, my friend.
Beautiful. Here we go. Second stanza. Smith got the best of it out of the middle. East had a super first term. Here he goes, Jackson. And he sends one very wide, looking for a Goster. Barrett trying to get a fist over the top. Goes again, Kai. Ordinary kick along the ground. Went by Melville. Here's Federico. And he spits it out the side to Whiteside to it. Lockie Murphy-Dale was after him. Got his kick away, though. Whiteside. He's turned it over. So the Saints about to come back in through Mitch Tenardi. So he's 70 out. He chips it very wide. So slow build up. Mitch Del Bosco with the pill. So what's he going to do here, Mitch? He puts it up to the hot spot, down towards the pocket. Cossa got up high, border bounds in the pocket. Any news at the moment? An update down there, Bobby, thanks to the Newmarket?
Yeah, just watching Aiden Tilley. I'm not sure if it's his normal gait or not. He just looks like he's just labouring a little bit, but he's got every reason for coming back from a broken foot. But just keep an eye on him.
Boundary throw in. Cossa taps it out of the back of the stoppage. Or did Ellis get in the back of Sharp? Umpire says yes. And it's a free kick to Jake Sharp, who played that beautifully, and he will line up for his first goal directly in front, 40 out.
Yeah, you've called that well, Pan. He broke his knee. Broke his knees at the right time to make the momentum go forward, and in the back it was there. He played that beautifully, and a nice quick jump start here to get them back in front. He's just what Funky would have ordered at quarter time.
You sent every Myrtleford Alpine Saints fan into an absolute frenzy then, Bob Jackson.
Yes, I did.
Broke his knee.
Dropped his knee.
Jake Sharp has done 2 ACLs, the poor bastard. That's the last thing a Saints fan wants to hear.
Our listener knows that English is not my first language.
That's why we love you for the Newmarket, Bobby J. Directly in front to give the Saints back the lead by 2 points. He kicked 2 goals last week. 1 in the first game. He's pushed it across the face. Hooked it looking for a bit of purchase. And through for a minor score. The Saints moved to 4-4. The Magpies 5-1. Margin at 3 points. We've played 2 minutes for NZ. Second term for Jaco.
Melville. Big turnover. Matt Munro comes out. He's still going after it. Oh, boy, gee, look at this. Sharp, Jake on the boot. Oh, it's touched. So they just get off the hook. Brad Melville, so uncharacteristic with an ordinary kick in. And the Saints nearly picked it off and kicked the goal. Wow. Just let off the hook. So here goes Brad. He goes with the long one this time to Hayden. Here's Matt. Half-back flank for the Black and White Army. Up against the Saints in the O&M prelim for 25. Fraser Ellis. Kai Agosta mans the mark. Now Fraser, he's indecisive. He's going to go with a dump kick. He worked it off the side of his boot. Clark goes for it. Up against Smith. Still in play. Beatty swung around by Knowles. And now, well, they have a ball up. It seemed to be still in play. Yeah, The boundary umpire didn't call it. We'll hand this over to Blake Escott for McRae Motors.
Second term for Jaco. A 2-point lead here to the Maggies. 31-29 after a 9-goal opening quarter. Riley Smith just kneed Big Knowlesy. Almost where you don't want to get kneed as a man. Murphy-Dale onto Tenardi. Torpedoes it down the line. Borden kept it in front. Smart dishes it back to Barrett. Has to go by hand again. Good pressure from the Saints. Melville kicks in a hurry. In towards the corridor. Asked a lot of Harry Smart. Hand passes in a hurry. Federico. One way. Goes the other way. Maraca grabs a hold of his jersey. Saints fans want holding the ball. This is good pressure from the Saints. And they force the ball up inside forward 50. That'll please Funky Miller, Bob Jackson for the Newmarket.
Yeah, it's gone up a notch down here, boys, hasn't it? Defensively, we don't want it shut down, but the game needed to get some sort of defensive mechanisms in place, and we're starting to see that now.
No, it didn't.
Maggies by 2 points. And you behave yourself, you two. We're a team. You're an O&M Live. Dan, what's your best, mate, for 40 winks?
Someone had to fill in there. Really good start. Mitch Tenardi, 2 disposals this quarter already. He's up to 9 for the game as well.
Harrington knocks it over his head. Bordignon just goes with a long one and says, let's get out of here, boys. I'm sick of mucking around with this. Beatty, he turns around on true centre wing on the far side of Birrelly Park. Handballs out to Simon Curtis. Watch this for a kick. Beautiful. down towards Harrington. So he's 55 out. They're kicking towards the Emerald Avenue end. And he shoots it into the pocket. That's wide. That might be out in the full. It is. And the Maggies will get the pill.
They certainly will. 2-point lead to the Magpies, 31-29 for C&V Truck and Bus. We've played a tad over 5 minutes for NZ, and after a 9-goal opening quarter, we don't have one in the first 5. Barrett says, I'm too quick for you, Big Toby, around the mark. Goes a long exiting kick out of defence. Hayden got a hand to it, and it spills over the line for 8 throw-in, and the setups can take over now for each side. Bob Jackson for the Newmarket Hotel. What are you noticing, boundary side?
Yeah, you're exactly right. The defensive mechanisms that they put in place around the stoppages, Myrtleford seems to be working at this point where as they get away with one now.
Tenardi goes inside 50. Cossa got impeded with. Boardington just went way too early. Gives away a free kick to Big Toby directly in front. And he will line up for the Saints first of this second quarter.
Yeah, they've made some subtle changes around the stoppages, and they've won the last couple themselves, Myrtleford. So that was a much-needed move at quarter time, and Boardington was just caught out against a bigger opponent, and momentum pushed him into the back, and the free kick ensued. So, Myrtleford look like they've made a couple of changes.
Could have been a bit more subtle, Boards. It's a free kick every day of the week on every planet, that one. Big Toby, the big ruckman. His counterpart, Riley Smith, is usually a good goal kicker. Can Big Toby put his hand up and say he's the big number 1 banana for the Saints? Directly in front, 40 out. You bet he can. Toby gives the Saints back the lead. 5-5-35 to Wangaratta, 5-1-31 for C&V Truck and Bus.
Already looking like a much more consistent quarter for Myrtleford. They're able to park the ball inside their forward 50 a lot easier. 4 inside 50s already for them. Wangaratta yet to have one. So getting the game back on their term is a big thing, as the big ruckman there just gets the big round of applause as he comes off on the bench as well. Mitch Tenardi, he started this quarter really well in the opening few minutes. He's already had 3 disposals in this quarter, and he's had 9 for the game on the 40-wing stat sheet as well.
So who's going to break this game open? Didn't think there'd be much in it coming into this magnificent prelim matchup, and at the moment there's little in it between the Maggies and the Saints. Whiteside Tour, and he just thumps it forward for the Maggies. Or Tilly went under the ball. Here's Beatty out the back, or Fumbly lost possession. Maggie's going in through Hayden. Max Bean quickly on the boot. Tilly turns it around, fires on goal as Hayden, and misses. Through for 1 minus score. So 35 plays 32. 35 plays 32. The Saints up over the Maggies thanks to C&V Truck and Bus.
Yeah, 14 inside 50s for the game. Myrtleford, Wangaratta with the 13, but yet to have one this quarter on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Ellis got a high one. They almost turned it over, did the Saints. They did, in fact. Ellis is going to sit this up to the hot spot, looking for Tilly coming across, and impeding the contest was Beatty. Simon Curtis, happy to see it across the chalk and concede a minor score. The Magpies 5-2 to the Saints 5-5. Curtis with the kick-in duties goes straight down the middle. Clark went way too early. Capillari, I should say, stayed on the ground and took an easy mark.
Been quiet. Capillari only had 3 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet so far.
33 plays 35. Myrtleford up. Here's Luke Francis to the 8th minute mark for NZ. Second quarter for Jaco.
And they switch it, the Saints, to Del Bosco. Down the outer side they go through Simon Curtis. What a warrior he is. And he goes up the line with about a 40-metre kick. Barrett comes charging out for the Maggies. Whiteside Tour slips it into Knowles, and they go on to Gotchling. Now they can get the corridor through Clark. Here's Jackson. Now he's got Hayden out, and he's going to come square to Ellis. Now he loves to go on a bouncing run, Fraser. He's had 1, has 2. In he goes. So they're about 70 out.
No.
Hayden's got the pill, and he swings it in, turns it over, bad off the boot. And Diesel Beatty's taken the mark, about 35 to 40 out defensively.
Bob Jackson, boundary side for the Newie.
Just in behind play, Big Knowles, he caught one a late shot after a kick downfield, so we're just keeping an eye. He might be just winded, so the big fella's just got some oxygen in the lungs.
He looks in all sorts, Big Knowles. He's sucking in the big ones out there. He's been down behind play for a good 45 seconds. The umpires have just stopped play now.
Jet Roberts is in trouble too, Peter. He's winded.
Yep. So it looks like Knowles is going to be okay. He's staying out there and he's fixing his shin guard out on the far side in his socks. Ordinary kick from the Saints, and it's turned over on centre wing by Jackson Clark. Tilly, growing in confidence, takes a mark at half forward. He settles the Magpies down. He's going to kick it into the pocket to the beautiful lead of Xavier Laverty. The kick had to be perfect from Aidan Tilly. It certainly was. And Xavier Laverty loves the bananas. You line up for goal number 3, tight in the pocket.
Yeah, Aidan Tilly just laid that across the body beautifully. And what they did was just curved the ball into the Xavier Laverty's path and made the mark a little bit more easier for him with his opponent right on his tail.
He kicked 2 goals on the run in the opening quarter. He loves the banana. It's shelling peas for Xavier Laverty. That's his 3rd. The Magpies answer back. They go to 5-3 to 5-5. Lead back to 4 points. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, well, that's a really good goal against the grain there by Wang. That last couple of minutes, they improved a lot more. And Xavier Laverty, well, he is a superstar, let's be honest. A young superstar. He's kicked his 3rd. And that one there from the boundary as well. So that's a super effort by him. And Wangaratta working their way back into the contest this quarter. Jackson Clark, he's had a few touches already. 6 for the game, 3 this quarter. Alex Federico, he's up to the 9 on the 40-wing stat sheet. And Brad Melville has had the 10 disposals so far in this game as well.
Yeah, Xavier Laverty, he's been peeling bananas all season, and that one was ripe.
That's 3 weeks in a row I've seen him kick a banana from tight on the pocket, Lukey.
Yeah,
he loves that kick.
He does. Here's Norton. Free kicks to the Maggies. On the charge again. Clark thumps it in. He's looking for Tilly. Gee, that was a wonderful kick. And Aiden's taken the mark. So they have a chance here to kick another. Tilly just having a word there to Ferguson, and he wasn't happy with something.
Growing in confidence, Lukey, Tilly.
Yeah, he is. So this man suffered a broken metatarsal in his foot this year. And somehow he is playing in a prelim this afternoon. Returned to action last week against Lavington. He's a very good player, Aidan Tilly. He'll strike it from just outside 50. He gives it everything he's got. It's come back. He's kicked it. It's a double for Aidan. The Maggies get another in the prelim final.
Yeah, well, Blake Penderecott nailed it there. He's grown in confidence. He has had a huge last 5 minutes, Aidan Tilly, and when your big players are starting to have their say in the game, that's huge, because Jackson Clark's having a say this quarter as well, out of the midfield as well. Already had the 4 disposals after only having 3 in the first quarter, so he's starting to put his DNA all over this contest, and Aidan Tilly, 2 goals for him. He looks like the player that we remember before his injury.
Bob Jackson, boundary side for the Newmarket. Magpies have kicked 6 of the last 8 goals.
Yeah, they've got some real good service inside that forward 50, haven't they? They're hitting their targets nicely. Aidan Tilly and Xavier Laverty are providing really good targets, and they give them good service.
Sharrock was brought down in a heavy tackle by the Saints. We have another secondary stoppage on the paint of the centre circle. So the Saints led by as much as 14 at the 8th minute of the first quarter. And as I said, 6 of the last 8 goals to the way of the Pies. They now have a 10-point advantage. Umpire Jace Rain says, give it to me again. In the exact same spot, we'll have a 3rd ball up in the middle of Birrelea Park, in perfect condition for prelim final day. Norton looks like he has that matchup on East. Goes by hand to Clark, who's getting busy. Tua, right side for a left footer. Goes towards the boundary line. Matt Hayden fights to keep it in, but he secretly wants it out of bounds for a throw-in. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks. How many for Jackson Clark in this second quarter?
Yeah, Jackson Clark's already had the 5 this quarter, so he's had 8 for the game on the 40-wing stat sheet, so he's just a superstar.
True centre wing, far side of the ground. Smith got rid of Knowles. And he goes down the line. Nice work from Roberts. And he's taken in a tackle. In fact, he's going to win the pill. Free kick here for Jet.
High.
Comes back. So they lose a little bit of ground. They want to switch it. Barrett on half-back, broadcast side. Beautiful kick. Picking off Newton. So here he is, Blake. The youngster. Played so well in the Navara Cup Grand Final. The under-18s in the O&M last year for the Maggies. Is Beatty. Nice work to Grant. In close to Harrington. Wants to angle inboard. Well, Batten came out. Well done. Went by Bean. Batten again. Gotchling taken by Bowen Collegiero. Ball came out. Newton. Left foot. Richards. It's sailing over his head. Laverty. Here goes Curtis. Couldn't take grasp of the footy. Nice work. Capillari. Bean's out. Geez, dangerous. Watch this. Max will kick this. Round his body. Misses. 1 minus score. So 46 plays 35. 46 plays 35. Maggie's up over the Sainers in the second term of the prelim on the CMB Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Simon Curtis with the kick-in duties at the 14th minute mark for NZ. Finds Lockie Murphy-Dale. Just feel like the Saints are holding on to you, Bobby, for the Newmarket.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way, doesn't it? They just can't seem to get the ball in the open spaces as they did in the first quarter, but signs are good here on this passage.
On cue here, they get in the hands of their prime mover, Jackson East, who goes long inside 50. Agosta, 2 hands to it. Bren doing the crumbing at ground level, shovels it backwards towards Riccardi, who dribbles towards goal. Doesn't trouble the scorers, Brody, and it's out of bounds on the full. And a free kick to the Maggies on the last line of defence. 35 plays 46. The Magpies, 2-1 in this second quarter for Jayco. We've gone 15 minutes for NZ. All that on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Yeah, so the Maggies slightly with the upper hand at present. So we're going 15.5 for NZ. Second term at Birrelly Park, Wodonga. In the O&M prelim.
Oh,
look at that for a kick. Now Jackson Clark is out and he's away and running. Now what's he got on? Over the head of Curtis. Oh, Debian just can't quite pick up the footy. Grant was being held. Well done by Reece Grant. Coming into the team. Strong one-on-one win. That was great work, Bobby Jackson.
Yeah, there's a bit of frustration with that ball in the middle of the ground that the forwards weren't presenting up to the, I think it was Jackson Clark streaming through the middle. He just needed a target to come at him with a bit of purpose, and they would have had another shot on goal. So that was a bit disappointing there.
Going for Jake Sharp. Gotchling chops in and takes the mark. Hunter on the move, doesn't waste any time. Look at that for a kick. Finding Brad Melville. Now Tilly saying, have a shot to Brad. Bobby, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Wang's going to work on Myrtleford and shut down their run. They really concentrated on making sure that they control the footy when Myrtleford have across half-back to stop their slingshot, their run from behind the footy. They've defensively set up really, really well this quarter.
Great running from Brad Melville to put himself in a super spot.
He was the one that kicked that ball to Clark, Lukey Francis.
That's it. So here goes Brad. Can he finish off for the Maggies? It's swinging right. He's missed it. So 47 plays 35. 47 plays 35. Maggie's up over the Sainers in the prelim thanks to CMV Truck and Bus.
2-goal game here in the prelim. Rovers await the winner. Just feel like the Myrtleford Alpine Saints are hanging on a little bit here. 7-5 to 5-5. Murphy-Dale goes straight down the middle. They love to open up this part of the game. Ferguson's hand pass to Maraca. Arstolotti gives it to Bren, gives it back to Maraca. All of a sudden, they're in the forward half of the ground. Kick might work out all right for Munro, but Federico does so well to evade traffic. He sends it out to the far side of the ground. Roberts almost threw it. He tapped it over the head to Blake Newton. It was so clever. On to hand now to Jasper Craven. Jams it on the boot. It's going to fall in the lap of Laverty. Xavier Laverty's going to play on straight away. He wheels and goes. And he misses. He had more time than Xavier Laverty. He could have went back and nailed it directly in front. He wheeled and goed and went for a minor score. 48 plays 35 for CMV Truck and Bus. 17 minutes gone for NZ.
Yeah, so some wasted opportunities from the Maggies. Curtis from the fullback position. Out he goes. They're going to get another chance. Sharrock, what's he got? Oh, over the head of Tilly. He's got to go back, Aiden. Well, he feigns the hand pass. Gets it on to Bean. Snaps. Jams it home. They get this one. Oh, they get this one all right. 54 plays 35. 54 plays 35. Maggie's up over the Saints thanks to CMV Truck and Bus.
They're irrepressible at the moment, the Magpies, aren't they? They're playing a great brand of footy. They're controlling the game. They're controlling their opposition when they have the footy. They're really ticking the boxes they need to tick in the second quarter to put some space on the scoreboard leading into the first half. And, prelim finals, it brings out some great, strong characters, and the superstars of Wang Magpies have come to play. Sharrock, Melville, Federico, Clark, the like, and then Big Knowlesy. He's just leading the pack in the middle.
Yeah, you absolutely nailed it there. Dan Sharrock, he's had 13 disposals and a goal so far in this game. Jackson Clark, he's had a big quarter, 7 disposals for him, 11 disposals for the game. Federico, he's had 4 already, and Brad Melville, he's had the 13 disposals in this game on the 40-wing stat sheet.
7 of the last 9 goals to the way of the black and white. They lead by 19 points, the only 3 of this second quarter for Jayco. Sharp on the boot, kick had to be perfect. It was for Jackson East. Took it out in front in the Dukes. Jackson can go back, kick the first score of the Saints since the 6-minute mark of this second quarter, Bob Jackson. Fair to say this needs to go through.
Yeah, he's a long way out, isn't he? This will take every bit of his skill here.
So he arcs around, called to play on, tied up against the boundary. Jackson East goes through for a minor score. Couldn't kick his third goal today. 5-6, the Saints. The Magpies 8-6-54. It's a 3-kick game, Luke Francis, for Macrae Motors.
Very good, Panda. Second turn for Jaco Aubrey-Wodonga. Did your parents end up heading around Oz? How'd they go?
Well, they took it out for the first time last weekend, Lukey.
Oh, beautiful. Here we go, Maraca. Sends it forward. Nice work from Brent.
Dad has no idea how to use it.
Doesn't he? Well, as long as he's got it hitched on, that's probably the main thing. Here's Clark. Now, he just squeezes one out to Sharrock. Back to Ellis. Ducks back inside to Nardi. Here goes Fraser. He's going to go with the barrel. It's come off the side of the boot. Will it stay in? Yes, it will. And he gains valuable yards, Bobby. How did you like that?
The old 40-20. Hey, Ricky Stewart would have been wrapped with that back in the old Stave Origin days. That was fantastic.
Great call. His Raiders are playing today.
Ooh.
They finished on top of the NRL ladder. I couldn't believe that when I saw it during the week. Goes to show you how much I watch NRL. Boundary thrown right in front of our commentary position. 3-goal lead to the Magpies at the 20th minute mark for NZ. Tanati streams through the middle of Birralee Park where he made his debut for the Saints. Kick doesn't favour Riley Sharp at half forward. Riccardi tracks after it. Grossman out there fighting hard for the Magpies. Happy to see a boundary throw in on the far side. When it opens up in play, the Saints look dangerous. Bob Jackson for the Newmarket.
Yeah, they certainly do. They just haven't had the opportunities this quarter to get that space, so they'll be looking to set up the structures to enable that to happen a little bit more often in the remaining part of this quarter and into the second half.
Boundary throw in. Cossa does well. Kick off the instep. Will it land in the lap of Capillari, who's a left footer in front of the centre circle? He's going to sit this into the leading lane. Look at that kick.
Oh.
Murphy-Dale or Augusta.
Oh.
What the hell just happened? The kick from Capillari went to Murphy-Dale or Augusta. I reckon Murphy-Dale palmed it off to Augusta, who ends up with the mark, Bob Jackson.
That's a good old-fashioned waxing, wasn't it, really? You have it, I have it, you have it, I have it. So as long as... I'm not sure that's how the rules work, but anyway.
I've never seen a team mark before,
I've never seen that before. Augusta, in the end, palms it off to Lockie Miotto, who was standing all on his lonesome inside 50. Poor checking from the Magpies, Dan Vaccaro.
Had to be better there. Wangaratta Magpies, they have to man up inside that forward 50, Bob.
I just can't help but think that Kai Goster has to have more football in his hands for this side to press forward in this season. He's such a lethal weapon when he has the ball in his hands, so I just can't help but think that getting the ball in his hands more often will be better for them.
I can't help but think he thought himself that he didn't deserve to have that shot on goal. So he passed it off to Lockie Miotto, who kicks on goal. It's off the side of the boot. I don't even think it goes out of bounds on the full. It stays in play, and it's marked by Michael Boardington, the prime defender for the Wang Magpies. They lead 8-6 to 5-6. 22 minutes gone for NZ, Luke Francis.
And Boardington goes with a massive clearing kick, holding. Which way is the umpire going to pay this? It's going to Chris Knowles. He looks to be okay now, Bobby.
Yeah, I think he just got one in the old solar plexus, Lukey. He's a big, tough ruckman, so he's got a big job to do today. So he'll be right.
Centre wing, far side of the ground. At the moment, the Maggies 8-6-54 lead the Saints 5-6-36 on the CMB Truck and Bus scoreboard. We're going over 23 in the second term, thanks to NZ. So let's have a look. On the far side of the ground, a long way away from our commentary spot. Man in green sends it up. Geez, that's gone high. Higher than a hot air balloon. Here's Maraca. He's breaking away. Left foot. Roberts sits under it and takes the mark for the Maggies.
You can hear the groans of the Saint fans below us. Dan Vaccaro, 40 wink numbers in the second quarter for Jaco.
Yeah, well, the inside 50, 10-8 so far in Myrtleford's favour, surprisingly, as well. So stats do lie.
3-1 in favour of the Magpies in this second quarter. They lead by 18. They led by 4 points at quarter time. Had a 9-goal opening stanza. 4 goals in this second quarter as Boardington marks on the Emerald Oval side of Birralee Park. Going to play a bit of keepings off here, late stages second quarter. He goes back to Grossman. Feel like him and Simon Curtis make this game look easier as they get older. Barrett marks at half-back, chips it over the top to Roberts, who marks in front of Harrington, and the switch is effective. Luke Francis for Macrae Motors.
So Roberts, backward is centre wing, broadcast side. Let's have a look what he can do. 1494 2AY and 102.1 Edge FM. O&M Live. Hope you're enjoying the pictures on the live stream. Also, Lockie Murphydale dropped it clean. So Nick Richards will get it. Brother, of course, Joey Richards, who's with the Port Adelaide Power at present.
He'd be watching, Lukey, I reckon.
I reckon he would. Hello to you, Joey. His white tie tour. And he winds it up and he sends it in there for the Maggies. Let's have a look. Pack forming. Ferguson came over the top. Clark's got it. Jackson Clark. How does he do it? So classy. He needs half a chance only and he squeezes a goal, Bobby Jackson.
Yeah, I really like the role that Jackson Clark's playing today. I feel as though he's just drifting between middle and half forward a little bit. As we got a little bit of a to-do there in the forward 50. Mr. Laverty is involved, which doesn't seem to be a surprise. But yeah, he's a class act. You know, with Laverty and Tilly in that forward 50, that enables a bit of freedom for Jackson Clark to float through the middle and float through high up the ground.
Yeah, he's a superstar, Jackson Clark. There is no doubt about that. He's grabbed this game by the scruff of the neck. 9 disposals this quarter, 1 goal, 13 for the game and a major. Superstar.
So pick the last 4 goals, the Wing Magpies. They now lead by 40 points. Coach Jason Heatley just telling his players to listen to him. I would do that considering he is the head coach.
Probably a good idea.
Cossa taps it down. Ellis tackled in a hard one by the Saints.
You would have been a coach's pet back in the day, Panda. Would have always listened to your coaches.
No, it's fair to say I was much maligned because I couldn't play and I didn't really listen to instruction. Jake Sharp goes by hand to Tenardi, evades Chris Knowles. He has to kick it in a hurry. He was pushed off the football. Into the pocket he goes. Riley Sharp leaves it for Declan Bren, who kicks the drop punt from the boundary. Declan Bren looking for Maraka, who's happy to get a forward 50 stoppage across the face of goal for the Saints. It's fair to say they're on their knees here at the moment. They trail by 4 goals, 36-60 for CMV Truck and Bus. We've played 26 minutes for NZ Albury, almost 27, second quarter for Jayco, Albury and Ongar.
Blake Escott calling for McRae Motors, boundary throwing. Emerald Avenue end. Smith got rid of Knowles. Ball back at bootlace level. Bordignon. His kick was smothered, goes again. Smith over the top. And the umpire will take it. And there's the siren to bring half-time in the O&M prelim for 2025. And at the long break, the Wang Maggies are in control. They lead 9-6-60 to the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, 5-6-36. The halftime show coming up very shortly.
Bit of a scruff here, Lukey, at halftime.
Elders Rural. What's going on down there, Panda?
Jason Heatley was just telling his players to get out of there.
Smart decision considering they got a good break. A 4-goal lead. It's O&M Live, and remember, on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
I reckon I'll go mid.
Carlton Dry 3.5.
Embrace the mid.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
Shawty get inspired about that.
Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
This goes out to all the runners, the racers, the chasers, out of the box, and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Running too late, being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot, fit for every run.
My family always comes first, so when the time comes, I want to know they're cared for, and that's why I've pre-planned my funeral. With a fixed price funeral plan from Tobin Brothers Funerals, your family won't be burdened by the cost, and your life will be celebrated your way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, a trusted name since 1934, supporting local families just like yours in Albury-Wodonga and Corowa Rutherglen. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrate.
Bathed with sunshine is the Berrily Park Oval, where we are calling the preliminary finals, and this is the halftime show for Elders Rural, and I'm joined by my good mate here, Bobby Jackson for the Newmarket Hotel. Bob, very, very interesting half of footy. It was open slather in the first term. Myrtleford wanted to play the way they play with their running. Wangaratta, very stoppage surrounded. But what did you make of it as it sort of was coached out of it in the second quarter?
Yeah, you're exactly right. The first quarter was a fantastic free-flowing game of football both ways. You know, both teams got the game on their terms, whereas in the second quarter, you know, Wangaratta continued to get things on their terms and play the style of football that they wanted. But in return, they shut down the Myrtleford run and flow through the middle of the ground. So while one side continued to play the style that they wanted for both quarters, Myrtleford would be a little bit disappointed that they couldn't get things on their own terms in that second quarter. They lacked a little bit of run, a little bit of dare through the middle of the ground, and executing into their forward 50 was a little bit below their normal high standards. So one thing that did stand out to me was the directions of where their forward 50 entries went into. They went deep into the pockets instead of sort of hitting that hot spot where they were in that first quarter.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on, Bob. As we'll go through it, we'll get you to put your coaching hat on in a minute, but we'll go through the stats and the goal kickers as well, and I'll run through the stats sheet for 40 Winks, and the clearances was an issue in the first quarter for Myrtleford, but they did level it up and won the clearance count that quarter, so it's 10-12 in favour of Wangaratta. As it stands, the free kick count now 12-8. The inside 50s 21 to Myrtleford, Wangaratta 23 marks, inside 50 6 to Myrt and 6 to Wangaratta as well. As we go through some of the ball winners for that half, Jackson East 11 disposals for him. Tom Capillari very quiet, just had the 4. Mitch Tenardi, he's had the 11 disposals. He's been really good for Myrtleford. Matt Munro, he had 9 disposals in the first quarter. I didn't call his name in the second quarter as well, so I'm not sure if he spent a little bit more time on the bench or he has been sort of tagged or taken out of it as well. But Matt Munro, 9 disposals. Simon Curtis, he had 9 disposals. He's taken the kick-ins as well. As we move it over for Wangaratta Magpies, Dan Sharrock, he's been superb, 14 disposals for him. Jackson Clark, he's just an absolute star, that bloke. 12 disposals to half-time and a major, but he's just so influential as well for Wangaratta Magpies. Alex Federico, he's had the 12, the Preston Prince. Brad Melville, 13 for him. And Tyler Norton's been pretty quiet, but he's obviously doing a lot of run with rolls, taking the best midfielder at every stoppage. He's just had the 4 disposals. I'll go over to you, Bobby, if you're going to run through some goal kickers for us as well.
Yeah, some goal kickers for Wangaratta. I've got Xavier Laverty with the 3, Aidan Tilley with 2, and singles to Jackson Clark, Dan Sharrock, Max Bean, and Blake Newton. And for the Myrtleford Saints, I've got Jackson East with 2, Lockie Murphy-Dale with 1, Toby Cossa with the single goal in that second quarter, and Matty the Muncher Munro had 1 early in that early in that first quarter. So, yeah, I think the stats support the description that I gave a little while ago in regards to the midfield sort of getting shut down with the likes of Munro, Tenardi and Capillari not getting as much footy in that second quarter. They probably need to get to work in the second half to give their club a chance of getting back into this game. And they also, I believe that they need to get some more footy in the hands of Curtis and Diesel Beatty pushing forward from the centre circle, not so much deep 50 where Simon's got a lot of his touches. So I feel as though that those areas can be tidied up a little bit for Myrtleford and give some quality looks inside 50. They'll be back in this game before you know it, because they can score quickly, because they can move the ball as quick as anybody in the competition.
That's the voice of Bob Jackson for the Newmarket Hotel, and this is the halftime show for Elders Rural. Now, I'm going to get you to put your Jason Heatley hat on now, Bobby Jackson, and what do they have to do to maintain this momentum? Because it is a final at the end of the day, and Myrtleford are going to have that moment in the second half where they're going to look at a comeback, and how does he nullify that going into the next half?
Yeah, we have the luxury sitting nice and close to the coaches' boxes here. We basically can hear every word that they say through our special effects mic, and Jason, quite regularly was vocating that he needed better connections and not being too far away from the footy in regards to the next kick down the line. And I think that's been the go-to word for them all season. They need to stay connected and work on their connections, and he very much pounds that home to them. And they stay connected with the ball in hand, and they stay connected defensively, and they've got a really good setup when they haven't got the football to nullify Myrtleford's run through the middle of the ground. But also when they get the footy, they've got some nice connections working through the lines and across the lines. And when you've got blokes like Dan Sharrock and Jackson Clark controlling the ball through the middle of the ground, they're in good hands.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Jackson Clark, what an absolute superstar. As we will go around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's pool work, because there was another netball game played today in the preliminary final. It was Yarrawonga 42, beating Lovington 30 as well. And there's obviously been some AFL games this week as well. It's semi-final week in the AFL, so there was scores there as well. On Friday night, it was Hawthorn getting over Adelaide by 34 points, which was a very good win over at Adelaide Oval. And then yesterday, it was the Q Clash to get into the preliminary final against Collingwood, and it was Brisbane 53 points over the Gold Coast Suns, only scoring the 47. Now, back with the coach's hat, you did mention you obviously want to get in the hands of Simon Curtis and Diesel Beatty off that half-back line, but what structurally would you like to see changes made for Funky Miller in this half?
I'd try to find a way to free Simon Curtis up, hand Xavier Laverty over to someone else, and give him some of the football moving forward. I'd like to see more of the football in Kai Goster's hands as well. He's damaging with the football in his hands. So whether he goes across half back or flows through the middle, that's another lever that they can pull, and they've pulled it in the past. So I'm really looking forward to where Funky goes in his little toolbox of tricks. So. I feel like they need to do some tinkering with their structures.
I love it. That's the voice of Bobby Jackson for the Newmarket Hotel, and that wraps up our halftime show, because we have got a Ray White Rural Netball report as well from the team there. We don't have it. I'm just getting word now, so we will continue on.
No worries.
But the coaching hat, very comprehensive, and Myrtleford are definitely on the back foot going into that half, Bob. But hopefully we'll see Matt Munro. I want to find him getting back into the game, because he really flew the flag for that midfield for them in that first quarter, but unsighted in the second.
Yeah, he provides so much energy when he's got the football in his hand, and also his running capabilities is also very infectious as well. So he'll be one guy that he'll have to put his hand up and say, right, this needs to change, and I need to be one of those leaders that change it. As I look around, and the crowds are healthy as I've ever seen it here.
What do you reckon?
Well,
put your hat on.
I can't help but be guided by what Kane said to me, that he's hoping for 3 to 4. So that's Monty's little specialty, but I don't think I've seen the hill on the far side of the ground as full as it is. There's obviously a few little spaces there, but
It'll be well over 2, I think.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see when we get that number through from Kane to get the final tally there. Yeah, there's a lot of people still over at the netball courts there with the last of the games over there. That we might have to get an update there as well, Dan, while we're going. But yeah, it's fantastic to see, and the Rovers will be down here and taking notes. Sam Murray was over yonder having a look and see what was going on, and so he'd be feverishly writing some notes in regards to the counterpart that he may have next week in regards to Wang or Myrtleford. But we said at the start of the game, who would he rather play? Well, the style of football that Wang is playing at the moment might give him some headaches.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Of course, the winner of today's game will play Sam Murray's team in the grand final next week. And the early forecast is, Bob, that there is a lot of rain around. So, I don't know, I'm not forecasting too much. But if Myrtleford can get over the line today, they're going to be really happy with a wet grand final, potentially, Bob.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. Pundits seem to think that the Rovers aren't as good in the wet as they are on a dry deck. But, they're a classy quality team, and it's a grand final. You just find a way, and I think I've seen them play some good footy in the wet as well, so I don't subscribe to that. But Myrtleford, that's their up in Myrtleford in the winter, it's 90% of the time it's wet and heavy up there, so that could fall in their favour. But Wayne Magpies, they're not a bad team in the wet either. So it's does it tighten things up next week? Probably does if it rains. But it's a grand final, so both these sides would probably love to have a crack, whether it's dry or wet. So it's game on.
No, I agree, Bob. And I reckon that'll do us for the halftime show for Elders Rural as well. And that's the voice of Bob Jackson. And after the break, we'll have the second half on O&M Live. You will not miss a thing.
JJ's Waste and Recycling.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
I reckon I'll go mid.
Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
This goes out to all the runners, the racers, the chasers, out of the box, and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Running too late. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.
My family always comes first, so when the time comes, I want to know they're cared for, and that's why I've pre-planned my funeral. With a fixed price funeral plan from Tobin Brothers Funerals, your family won't be burdened by the cost, and your life will be celebrated your way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, a trusted name since 1934, supporting local families just like yours in Albury-Wodonga and Corowa-Rutherglen. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrate.
Welcome back to Birrelea Park, where a crowd of 2,944 people have come to the preliminary final to see a great game of footy where the Magpies lead 9-6-60 to the Myrtleford Alpine Saints 5-6-36. A big thanks to Kane Aaron Darchkas, who runs a very good ship here at the Ovens and Murray, for sending that data through to us. That's the healthiest crowd we've seen so far in the Ovens and Murray final series. Panda Escott with you, Lukey Francis. Bob Jackson is just loitering downstairs. He's got the jacket on, the Nike number, Bobby J.
Yes, proudly sponsored by Nike. So just a little bit of a breeze. It just comes and goes. It's blowing towards the netball court end. So that may be a factor later in the game. But just having a look at the teams that have come out. Goss has started in the forward 50 for Myrtleford. So is Matty Munro. A big lift out of those guys for the Myrtleford Saints to have any chance of going marching into a grand final next week. We see your man Reece Grant, he's actually starting the second half in the back 50, so what we asked for at half time in regards to clearing up Simon Curtis, looks like that may be happening with both Grant and Ferguson heading to the goal square. So Simon Curtis looks like he might be freeing himself up, hopefully, boys, across that half-back line to give him a bit of a rebound.
Wonder whether the Magpies will let that happen. Third quarter about to get underway for Wiesners. Of course, the Rovers will take on the winner. It'll be a Wang Derby grand final for the first time since 1977. Well, the Saints will march in for the first time since 06. We're underway for Wiesners. Knowles got up high. Likewise, Cossa did well to get out of traffic. Hurry kick on the boot. Floats to half forward. Murphy Dale, who's been quiet with only the one major. East had to get it quickly off his boot. There's a tussle at half forward. Riley Sharp wanted a free kick for a hold against Grossman. Saints fans certainly thought so, Bob Jackson.
Yeah, it just looked like there was a bit of a clash of bodies there off the ball. I'm not sure whether there was a free kick unit play on.
I like it. You're a straight shooter, Bobby J.
Yeah, get on with it.
For the Newmarket Hotel, repeating Yarrawonga through to the grand final in the A-grade netball for Ray White-Wodonga. Knowles thought he was getting held in the ruck, and there is a free kick. Umpire Jeff Bassett pulls it out to Jet Roberts, who goes short to Fraser Ellis. He's at half-back for the Wang Magpies.
Here he is, Fraser. So the Maggies by 24 points in the prelim. 30-metre kick down the line in front of Newton. Ball called out of bounds. Rightio, Dan, just give us your best stat for the game so far, early in the third stanza.
Yeah, we'll tell even the inside 50 count is, Lukey, 21-23 so far. Both teams having a real dip, but Wang just have that buffer. So Myrtleford got to be a little bit better going forward.
Mr. Vaccaro on the stat sheet for 40 weeks is Norton. And a tussle with Cossa. The umpire again will take it. So true centre wing on the broadcast side. We're at Birrelea Park in Wodonga. On prelim for 25. Federico had a hack at it.
Getting held.
So it'll come back to the Preston Prince.
Froggy Federico.
Special comments down there from
nickname's Froggy, boys.
Thank you, Nike Air Bobby, for the Newmarket up towards half forward. Look at that. So Newton on the move, doesn't waste any time. Free man out. Oh, Richards knocked out of his grasp. Away came the Saints through Beatty. Goes short to Munro, so they hold up. Now they've got to try and turn defence into attack.
Munro been quiet in the second quarter. Goes short to Jackson East. Blake Newton's going to be a player, Bobby J. He's a good size for a 17, 18-year-old kid.
Yeah, he's solid.
Tenardi Mark from the short one from East at half-back still, broadcast side the Saints. No scoring so far in the third quarter for Wiesners. We've gone 2 minutes and 20 seconds as Munro pops it over the top to Beatty. Good kick down the line. Big Toby Cossa stands up. Chris Knowles made him earn it. Toby shapes up to give him a right jab, Mike Tyson style. That was Wayne Carey, Glenn Archer-esque.
It's a heavyweight if I've ever seen it.
That is.
Fight there.
I'd pay to see that one in the club rooms. Cossa is going to sit this one up. Wait for the launches to come. Smith went early. Jackson East at ground level. Snap towards goal is marked by Matt Grossman. Not paid 15. Umpire Ash Broughton says, give it to me. Ball up inside 50 for the Saints. Forward 50 stoppage. No score in the third quarter. 60 plays 36. Maggie up.
Let's have a look. So ball goes up. Smith, he's over it. Capillari had a crack at it. Federico's in there. He's on the turf. The umpire wants it again. So many Maggies and Sainers at the stoppage. Umpire trying to sort out the nominations. Smith and Knowles again. Knowles got the best of it. Federico worked it to his foot. Punched away by Brand. Cam Barrett clearing kick. Just hoping for some turf. Beautiful in the end. Gained some yards. Ball's gone out of bounds right of our broadcast spot, Centreway.
Right in front of you, Bob Jackson. Bench is getting nice and loud.
Yes, the locals are getting restless. As we said, the Reece Grant has gone to Xavier Laverty. That's the matchup that we asked for at half time.
Knowles has been gallant all day in the ruck. Norton's hand pass was effective. Sharrock off the deck, soccer style. Just stays in play. Thought it was going over the line and out in the forward. Gains 20 metres for the Magpies. How's Dan Sharrock's afternoon shaping up, Dan Vaccaro?
He's looking very good. Dan Sharrock, 15 disposals and a major for him on the 40-wing stat sheet. He's a superstar, Lukey Francis.
So do you give that soccer a stat, do you?
I do. That's a kick.
I like it. Costa down to Capillari. He's got to get involved. Does Capillari? East got one high, played that well.
Oh,
Jet Roberts not happy. East goes short. Agosta got two hands to it once again, wasn't able to mark. Here comes Sharrock down the wing for the Magpies. Kick, will it stay in play? Looking for Richards, it won't. Del Bosco taps it over the line smartly. We'll have a boundary throw in, 2 kicks away from the Magpies goal. 60 plays 36 for Inspirations Paint, Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, you did mention him earlier, Panda. Tom Capillari just hasn't really gotten involved for his high standards as well. I think the 4 disposals this game, so if he can get moving, big positive for Mert.
Gone close to 5 for NZ. Third term in the prelim, Federico. Tenardi came off his boots. Capillari trying to burst away from Ellis. Here's Calagero. Out the back he goes. Fumbled by Reece Grant. Laverty after him. Goes again, Reece. Gotchling's got him. Ball spills out. They're on the move now, the Saints. Here goes Mitch Tenardi, and he just fires it in. Wobbly ball, bouncing towards the arc of the 50. Coming out, Grossman. Met the ball so quickly. Or bursting onto it, Harrington. Left foot, centering kick. Smith takes it. He's got it, Riley, in front of Bordeon, Bobby J.
Yeah, just a bit of an injury concern here for the Preston Prince, Alex Federico. He's just got a left hamstring heavily strapped, and I can't help but think that he's labouring a little bit, boys, so we'll keep an eye on that.
He looks sore in the second quarter when he come off for a spell, Lukey.
It's a very tough kick for Riley Smith, but if they're going to make their move in the prelim, now's the time for Myrtleford. Hard up against the boundary, netball court end, far side. Riley Smith, it's a great effort. He loves it. It's a Sanjang goal of the day, and the Sainers hit back. 60 plays 42 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Maggie's up.
Yeah, that was a fantastic finish there by big Riley Smith, and we talked about it at half-time. Every team in these situations is going to have their moment of coming back, and Myrtleford, I can see it happening right now, so really good start to the quarter for them. As we mentioned, Jackson East hands in his footy early. Mitch Tenardi's run through the middle was fantastic. He's had the 13 disposals so far, and he's been super this game, the Perth recruit.
Just impeding a little bit in our space is Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, sorry, boys. I need to see some sort of a game here.
For 40 Winks. Of course, we are in a very small box here at Birralee Park. Best view in footy.
The shoe box.
You get 3 men in here. It is quite a tight fit. It's a free kick for a high to Jackson East. Goes by hand to Capillari. It probably wasn't on the hand pass. Capillari had to get rid of it quicker than what he would have liked. Murphy Dale comes up, meets the football. Drop punt on the boot towards Smith. Oh, dropped an easy mark in the same place where he took the last one. Went by hand to Knowles. Careful kick out of defence, wasn't 15. Here's Sharrock at halfback for the Magpies. Kick, looking for a teammate out there, and Nick Richards wasn't to the advantage. And the Saints see it across the line for a boundary throw and still in their forward half. 6-6-42 the Saints. The Magpies 9-6-60. 7 minutes played for NZ. Bob Jackson, boundary side for the Newey.
I can't help but think that Sharrock and Melville control the tempo, control the way that Wangaratta play the second half. They got a lot of responsibility on their shoulders, those two boys.
Knowles keeps control of the footy, just slams it on the boot, hooks it around his body, goes about 30 metres. Newton, so he's up on centre wing, far side of the ground. Gee, that's a lovely kick. To the advantage of Xavier Laverty. He tried to get the hand pass out and turned it over. Look at this, Saints are away through Jake Sharp. Now what's he got out? Oh, Lockie Murphy-Dale, can he keep his footing? He's back on the pill now, keeps control, got met by two Maggies. Declan Bren goes forward, Sharp tries to get it on the half volley. Grossman's on him. Now Bren's got to get back on this. Fraser Ellis caught one high, and the Maggies hold up, and they keep the pill about 40 out defensively at the netball court's end.
Why would Xavier Laverty play on there, Blake?
No idea.
It's touched.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Thanks, Bob.
For the Newmarket, that's why you're the best, Bobby J. Looking towards Knowles, stands up, big Knowlesy. Takes a elite body and paint mark of the day down the wing. 9-9 down the line. Max Bean has to be tough. He's been paid the mark. Oh, he dropped it and he has a little smile to us, Maxie. He knew he didn't mark it. He doesn't care. Bit of Wizard Watson about Max Bean. Goes down the line. Curtis takes a nice mark, a strong mark for the Saints. Fair to say the locals are getting very restless here at Birrelea Park. Crowd dominated by the Saints supporters. Curtis switches effective, finds Nick Ferguson, who's going to go straight down the corridor by hand to Maraca.
Here he goes, Josh. So he's got an opportunity and some time to find out a target. Nice fist away from Bordignon. Bean running onto it. Smart to tap it on, but no one was there for the Maggies. Here comes Ferguson, good running. Kick was smothered. Federico slipped over. Maraca goes in. Tries to swing it out. Pinched by Bordignon. Maggie's away now. Gotchling on the move. Now what's he going to do? Has a bounce. He was under pressure from Del Bosco. Newton squeezes it out wide. Jasper Craven running on. Gets it to Tilly. Levels up to Zayden. Will he kick it? That is brilliant, Ovens and Murray football, and that is a trio for Aiden. The Maggies hit back. Gee, they're a classy outfit.
You called that beautifully there, Lukey. Absolutely beautiful. The cool head of young Blake Newton, when the whips were cracking, he just stopped, took a deep breath, and kicked the ball out to space to Craven, who then in turn just dished it across to Aiden Tilley, who ran into an open goal. It was fantastic composure from a young superstar.
And we talk about superstars, Aiden Tilley. We talked about his game last week. He looked like a player that hadn't played in a couple of months. Well, today, he looks outstanding. 3 goals for him, and Wangaratta get one against the Tide. Myrtleford, 6 inside 50s already this quarter. Wangaratta have only had the 3, and that was a really good finish there by big Aiden Tilley.
It's a really good call, Bobby. Blake Newton just took all the time in the world then to effectively pass it off to a man in space, and he looks like he is going to be a very, very good player for a long time. Blake Newton at a much higher level than this. Down the wing, the Magpies go. Getting held was Bean by the arm umpire. Got it eventually. It was there. Saints fans don't like it. Hayden plays on with the advantage, puts it on the boot. Curtis comes across and takes a wonderful mark for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. In fact, it's Nick Ferguson. My apologies. Kick, though, had to be perfect in the leading lane of Diesel Beatty. He goes by hand to Calagero, gives it back to Beatty, and the Saints go into attack.
Yeah, Diesel, long kick forward. Now Riccardi, he's ducking out the back. Lockie Murphy-Dale, now he goes to the pocket of Goster. Can he take it? It's knocked out of his grasp by Bordignon. Gee, can defend that man, Bob Jackson.
He certainly can. He's in the category of Sharrock and Melville, where they'll just control things when it gets tight and when it gets deep into this game. He's just an experienced campaigner and just knows his role beautifully.
Brody Riccardi as well, unsighted so far in this game. He's got to get moving.
Agosta down in front. Matt Munro puts out the hand pass. Harrington. In fact, it's Brent at the bottom. So we're gone 11 and a half in the third term. It's been a cracking prelim, Blake Escott.
Certainly has for Macrae Motors. 66 plays 42, a goal apiece in the third quarter for Wiesners. Magpies lead by 24 points. I reckon there's a free kick for almost, was it a kick in danger, Bobby? Got no idea, but the Magpies are the beneficiary. It's Matt Hayden doing a little bit of time in the ruck for the Magpies. Down the wing, Smith in front position, wasn't able to mark. Bean got one high, umpire got it eventually. Maxie's just drawing free kicks here for the Magpies. He's on centre wing, Emerald Oval, side of Birrelly. Kicks to half forward, Tilley. Gee, he's been good today, Aiden Tilley. Looks back to his supreme best. He's got the ball at half forward, up against the paint in front of the scoreboard. Magpies by four goals. Tilley chips it into the pocket, over the head of his intended target, Clark. Craven's clever. Melville kicks it on the boot hurriedly. Craven chases after it. All this happening in the pocket for the Pies. Capillari sees it over the line, and we'll have a stalemate 20 around from the Magpie goal. They lead 66-42 over the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Preliminary final day here at Birrelly. Luke Francis for McRae Motors.
Dan, are we taking marks inside 50
Yeah,
today?
we are. So the marks inside 50, Wangaratta have taken 6 and Myrtleford have taken 7, Wiki.
Well done for 40 winks. Gotchling. Yes, he's got it. Hunter picks one off the back of the pack and the boundary throw in, and he slams it home to the Emerald Avenue end. Wow.
Another goal from stoppage. These guys have been really meticulous with, particularly inside 50. They're really dangerous and really put the Myrtleford Saints backline under enormous pressure, and they're really reaping the rewards of being well structured, more drilled around that stoppage area.
Yeah, 18 clearances for Wangaratta to Myrtleford's 13. So a bit of a difference there, but they've just been so much better in the stoppage game, and it's paying dividends here on the 40-wing stat sheet.
6 goals to 2 since quarter time, and it's a 5-goal advantage to the way of the black and white, the Magpies, who are trying to become the first side since 2003 to come from 5th and make a grand final. What a story it would be from the elimination final. They lead by 5 straight kicks, 72-42, and here they come again out of the middle from a stoppage. Clark, inside forward 50. Where's Laverty? Where's Knowlesy? Resting forward, Craven dangerous. Tackled straight away by the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. And we have a stoppage, 30 out from Magpie goal. Inside 50 numbers, third quarter, Dan, for 40 winks.
Yeah, inside 50s, Wangaratta have had the 6 and Myrtleford have had the 6, so 6 apiece.
Hayden on to Laverty, on to Ban. Magpies on fire! Sunjan goal today from Max. That's his second snapperoo, and the Magpies are running away with it in the prelim.
Another stoppage. This is really concerning for the Myrtleford Saints. But the organised and the attack on the ball and being in the right spots at the right time and getting their lethal goal kickers in the right spot at the right time. Wangaratta are just nailing it every single time the ball's in forward 50 for the stoppage.
Very good call, Bobby. I guess it is a little bit harsh, Panda, but they are uncompetitive in the stoppage game, Myrtleford, and it's paying big dividends on the scoreboard here.
Geez, a player, Max Bean. He's had a great final series. So hard to stop when he's got that peel close to the sticks. He rarely misses, and here he goes again. He sends it in, bounces it inside 50, Emerald Avenue end. Beatty, was he being held?
Yep.
And he will get the kick. So it comes back to Diesel. So everything has got to go right now for the Saints. Here's Diesel. So he goes back to Reece Grant. Emerald Avenue end. Oh, gee, that's a bad blue. Xavier Laverty, he'll do something special here. Rolling. Oh, has just gone across the face. And the Saints move it out to Capillari, who picks it up. Good pick up from Tom. Now left foot, this is dangerous. Roberts over the back. So things are starting to fall apart here at the moment for the Saints. In fact, they win the kick on this occasion. No, they don't. So it will go to Roberts.
Yeah, they've called it front on contact there, is my guess.
Front on contact or tunnelling, one of the two. Yep. It's definitely a free kick. So dangerous kick back inside the corridor, wasn't it?
This had put the margin to 42 points, Luke Francis.
Yeah, Panda, troubling signs for the Saints. So Jet Roberts, 40 out, virtually directly in front. That one's gone right, sailing wide, and through for 1 minus score. So 79 plays 42. 79 plays 42. Maggie's up over the Saints on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard.
Yeah, you mentioned Alex Federico before, Bobby. Came back on with the hamstring strapped, and he looked to be hobbling a little bit as well, so very sore.
Yeah, with the strapping, I can't help but think it might be a corky just to keep it nice and tight. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not a doctor. We made a mistake last week, didn't we, Panda?
We did for the Pies on the far wing. They go back inside forward 50 again. Max Bean with a banana this time from the pocket. Across the face. Does it stay in play? It doesn't. Out of bounds on the full. And a free kick to the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, who are holding on for dear life in the prelim. 4 points the margin at quarter time to the way of the Pies. 4 goals at half time. It now is a game high lead of 37 points. Everything needs to go right here for the Saints, who won the first qualifying final. They lost last week and they're on their knees here. Jackson East gets a high free kick. The Bronx cheers. Take over Birrelea Park from the Saints fans. Feel like they're getting the raw end of the stick here. He's at half-back, Jackson East. He's going to go short over the head, looking for Calogero. Newton, the beneficiary, goes by hand. He gives it straight back to Diesel Beatty, who pumps it down the line. Murphy Dale caught out the back. Barrett defending for the Pies. Agosta runs onto this football. Flying shot for the pocket is a goal! Or it hits the post. I think it just hits the post. The inside of the padding, and it's through for a minor score. Saints fans are cheering, but it's a behind. 43 plays, 79 for Inspirations Paint, 18 played for NZ third term.
So we're back to an even 6-goal margin. 36 points the Maggies lead by. Good afternoon to you, wherever you're watching the prelim or listening. 1494 2AY, 102.1 Edge FM in the pitches, thanks to Snap Print Solutions. So the Maggies deep in their back pocket. Here's Harrison Smart. And he just chips it over the top. Gee, that was trouble. So this gives Jake Sharp a chance and the Saints to just whittle the lead back. Bobby?
Yeah, stating the obvious, they need this big time to get a bit of momentum to narrow that gap. They'd be looking at halving that gap by... Although they want to kick at least 2 or 3 quick ones before three-quarter time, and that's a big ask, so they've got to start with this one now.
Absolutely. So this would bring it back to a 5-goal margin. Has to kick this. Jake Sharp, a massive shot on goal in the context of Myrtleford season. And Jake Sharp, has he got it? Yes, he has. He's got it. So right now it's 79 playing 49. The Maggies up over the Saints thanks to Inspirations Paint.
Yeah, as Bobby said, stating the obvious, they really needed that. But 5 goals is manageable. Luke, 19 gone in the third quarter as well. And, of course, you've still got the fourth. So there is a lot more room there, and they've got to get moving. Jackson East, he's doing too much. Other players need to get involved. He's had 6 disposals this quarter, 17 for the game. But Tom Capillari, he's only had the 7 disposals. Mitch Tenardi, he's gone quiet. Only 2 disposals this quarter as well. So other players have got to get up and about for Myrtleford.
Bit of goal kicker in recent weeks, Jake Sharp, playing more forward, which is where he's currently lining up at the moment for his beloved Saints. Gee, they needed that one. Back to 5 even goals. Munro injected himself in the middle. Richards wasn't able to grab it. Harrington jammed on the boot. Here's the man of the moment, Jake Sharp. Still inside the centre square. Comes up, marks the footy. Chips into the pocket. Riley Smith, in fact, it's Toby Cossa resting forward. There's Smith trying to affect the contest. Harry Smart rebounds for the Magpies, flicks it out wide. Jackson Clark left the football behind Miotto. Gets a 1-2 with Munro, and the Saints come back again. He gets around Sharrock with a bit of dash, runs to 60, chips it into the pocket. Oh, fantastic mark. Matt Grossman. Getting better every week with age is Matt Grossman. Takes an elite body and paint. Mark of the day for the Maggies.
Yeah, that was an excellent grab. Fantastic from Matt. Short to Smart. So back pocket. Broadcast side. Netball court in. 79 plays 49. Black and white army up over the tricolours in the prelim. Curtis picks it off, sends it in. Costa, did he get it?
Nope.
He dropped it. Ball at bootlace level. Umpire to take it. So 30 out. We're going to have a stoppage. What's happening down there, Bobby? Any news at the moment?
No,
thanks to the new market.
Jackson East and Kai Gossa are just waiting to get back onto the ground. I think they're massive players in this last quarter and a bit.
Riccardi just got smothered. And the Maggies, gee, they work it out so professionally. And Grossman with a clearing kick.
He clears it long down the far side of the ground. Bounces it half back. Magpies don't have the numbers. Mitchie Del Bosco pushes Richards off the footy. Goes by hand to Tenardi. Likewise onto Harrington, who's got some run and dash. Left foot tied up against the boundary. Cossa! Oh, even better mark coming the other way from Knowlesy. That is courage and bravery for the big man from the Magpies. He kick across goal, is out of bounds on the full. He was stuffed. Bob Jackson for the Newmarket.
Oh, as much as we love Knowlesy, that's a ruckman thing to do, isn't it, really?
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh, we love him, but the big fella's knackered, I think.
Bowen Calogero is going to banana it from the pocket. It's a point. It was a casual shot on goal from Bowen, and it's through for a minor score. So the Saints miss an opportunity. 7-8-50 to Wangaratta 12-7-79. It's a 29-point margin for Inspirations Paint. Third term's gone 22 minutes for NZ.
What was that bang, Lukey? Was that thunder around the ground? There's no cloud cover.
I'll let you have that one on your own, Dad.
Okay.
Here goes Melville. Long out of the full-back position. Richards, Nick brought down. Barrett goes in. Tenardi's got him. Lost it. So the Saints, well, they need something from this. They've got to score here. Tenardi gets it to Calogero. How's his leg? What do you reckon, Bobby?
Yeah, this is going to test him every little bit, but he's confident in his kicking ability, Bowen, and he has kicked some big goals in the last month or so for his Saints. So no more so than this with their season teetering.
Curtis around the back. Curtis all on his own.
Margin at 29. This to bring it back to 23 and 4 goals. Bowen Colagero's hooked it badly. It's going down towards the pocket. Shove out. Grossman will get the kick.
Against Jackson East. A little bit frustrated there, Jackson. 79 plays 50, no score. Magpies still up as Grossman. He's been good today for the Magpies. Been good all year in defence. Long penetrating one. They can't really get it past halfway at the moment, the Magpies. Saints have upped their tempo. Inside 50 numbers, third quarter. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, inside 50 numbers. Myrtleford have had the 11 inside 50s, and Wangaratta have just had the 9. So Myrtleford surprisingly in front.
29 points in favour of the Magpies, who have been on fire in the prelim. Federico brought down on a heavy tackle. Umpire says, give it to me. 3 goals to 2. Margin was 24 points at half time in favour of the Magpies. The Rovers await the winner. They've booked their spot in the grand final, looking to go back-to-back. Here's Harrington off the back of the stoppage. High up and under floating ball. Barrett read it better than everybody else. Takes an elite body and paint. Intercept mark of the day for the Pies. You can just take a little bit of time off the clock. We've gone 24 minutes for NZ, third term for Wiesners.
To Sharrock, then out wide to Whiteside Tour. So they're just doing enough at the moment, Bobby, the Maggies.
Yeah, they're starting to go into a bit of a control pattern of play here with 25 minutes on the clock, so they'll be looking to get the three-quarter time and start again, but they wouldn't mind pinching the last one here.
Clark's on the burst and he sends it right up towards the 50. Laverty was that hands in the back.
Nope.
Umpire was happy to let it go. Xavier goes long. Bordignon's out. Look at the running. Michael Bordignon slams it through. Oh, that's a big goal. 85 plays 50. 85 plays 50. And the Maggies, well, they might be into the GF.
He's the Frenchman. Michael Bordignon just drifted down the fat side of the ground unnoticed and found himself inside 50 by himself, and Laverty swung onto his left foot beautifully and saw the co-captain down the back there. He's a fantastic player for this club for a long, long time, and very much celebrated that goal, seeing his club surging into another grand final.
Biggest goal of the day for mine, Bobby, that one there. Myrtleford had that little moment that we talked about at half-time, and that was a great finish. And great work there by Xavier Laverty to take that mark inside the 50. That was their 10th mark inside 50 for the game.
Your job at three-quarter time, Dan, find out the last time Michael Bordignon kicked a goal in the Ovens and Murray. East out of the middle. Finds big Riley Smith, who's just outside forward 50. Sits it up, looking towards Riley Sharp, who marks. Oh, he doesn't. I thought he had a good piece of that. He dropped it at the last minute. Saints fans aren't happy as Smart exits, finds Brad Melville. Doesn't really have anybody around him, but he takes a bit of time, goes short to Craven. Edge of the square, margin at 35 points. 4 goals to 2 here in the third quarter for Wiesners. Magpies have had it all their own way. Melville goes short to Jet Roberts, and he goes short to Cam Barrett. When do you reckon Boards kicked a goal, Lukey? Last time.
It's a great question.
I haven't seen it since I've been a part of the O&M Live crew, so 2022 onwards.
And here he is on cue, as they say, Michael Bordignon. So we're going 26.5 for NZ, third term. The Maggies 13-7-85, leading Myrtleford 7-8-50. And we're going to get a stop. Oh, no, we're not. So this one's going to go to Aiden Tilley.
For a high.
So Aiden just happy to choose some time off the clock. In control at the moment. Down the line they go. Good contest. Laverty's got it in front of Beatty. And there is the three-quarter time siren. So the Maggies are not far away from playing in a GF against the Wang Rovers, but there's 1 quarter to go. It's not over yet. At the moment is the Wang Magpies 13.785, letting the Myrtleford Alpine Saints 7.850 in the prelim. This is O&M Live, and remember, on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
AT Jones.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
I reckon I'll go mid.
Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
This goes out to all the runners, the racers, the chasers, out of the box, and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Running too late. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.
My family always comes first, so when the time comes, I want to know they're cared for, and that's why I've pre-planned my funeral. With a fixed price funeral plan from Tobin Brothers Funerals, your family won't be burdened by the cost, and your life will be celebrated your way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, a trusted name since 1934, supporting local families just like yours in Albury-Wodonga and Corowa-Rutherglen. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrate.
After a 4-2 third quarter, the Magpies lead the preliminary final by 35 points and are looking to become the first side since 2003 to come from 5th in the elimination final to make a grand final. They got 1 foot there against their arch rivals, the Wang Rovers, next week. But first, the Saints They're going to give it everything here in this last quarter. Blake Panderescott with you, Luke Francis, Bob Jackson's boundary side, and Dan Vaccaro with our C&L shower screens and wardrobes quarters best. I gave you some homework in that quarter, Dan Vaccaro.
You did, Panda, and very unlike my schooling years, I actually completed it. So I've got some homework to deliver, but firstly, quarters best. Jackson Clark, he's really flying the flag for Myrtleford. He only had the 6 disposals, but he was really trying his guts out in that midfield where they're getting dominated. And then on the other flip side of the coin, Dan Sharrock was fantastic that quarter as well. He had 6 touches, 20 for the game. And big Chris Knowles was fantastic in the ruck. And yes, the last time Michael Bourdignon kicked a goal was in the 2022 Grand Final, Panda. So shout out to Josh Warren Marma, who delivered me that message as well. He's a pretty avid listener on the O&M Live.
Well done to Dan Vaccaro. We might head down to Bobby Jackson, who was camped in between both huddles then. You had an ear in both camp, Bobby.
Yeah, I actually had one of our compadres, Gussie McLeod, in the Myrtleford huddle, mate. What did you get for us there, mate?
Well, this is a new one, Bob, but basically Funky just said you've got to believe a few positional changes. They're going to put Simon Curtis on ball. They've said go as long as you possibly can, and Declan Brenn's going one out in the square.
There you go, exclusive. We had Gussie McLeod right under the
How's about the self-injection?
Look at him on the camera. Look at him on the camera. He just realised that he was on the camera then
he's going to put an invoice in, he just said. But Jason Heatley was really controlled, really emphasised that the method that they're going with at the moment really works. Stay connected. That's been the message that they've had pretty much since he's signed on, isn't it, boys? So one more quarter, 30 minutes, and they get what they deserved. That was his last thing. We get what we deserved because we worked really hard and we put ourselves in a position to play in a grand final next week. So 30 minutes of hard work from both sides here.
It's got to be perfect for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, who have had a very, very good season, won that all-important first qualifying final. They earn the right to have a double chance, but it's fair to say everything needs to go right for them now, who trail by 35 points. The Magpies have been superb since about the halfway mark of the opening quarter.
Anyone tipping an upset?
No. I was the only one that tipped the Magpies pre-game, and I'm staying with it.
I'm going to go with Myrt. Upset.
Right.
Why not, Panda?
The Myrtleford blood.
I like it.
Rings in your veins, Dan Vaccaro.
Oh, no. Not quite.
Are you sensing one of the great comebacks, Bob Jackson?
No, I'm not. I think there's too much professionalism in the Wangaratta side, too much experience. And I think you'll find that those boys will get a lot of the football this quarter.
Fourth quarter's underway. Lukey Francis for Mac Jack.
Yeah, final chapter of the prelim, Panda. 6 goals in it. Maggie's up. Let's have a look. Tenardi. So here they come, the Saints. Good work out wide to Smith. So
50.
Oh, okay. So this is the way they needed to start the final term, Bobby.
Yeah, he had plenty of opportunity. The umpire was consistently blowing the whistle, and the information was pretty clear. And Matty Grossman didn't take it on board, and the ultimate penalty will be forced upon him here with the big fella Riley Smith having a shot at goal here.
Okay, so 35 points in it at the moment. This would bring it back to 29 and a 5-goal margin. And you don't need me to tell you, this has to go straight through. Riley Smith, 25 out, Emerald Avenue end, and he puts it through. So the comeback is on. Can they do it from here? That's a double for Riley.
Yeah, really good finish there by big Riley Smith. Really good kick as well, and that's the one they needed. They got a little bit lucky with that 50-metre penalty, and makes no mistake. But yeah, it goes without saying that was much needed by Myrtleford. So first inside 50, first score to Myrt.
That would have been the message for Funky. Try and kick one in the first couple of minutes. They've kicked one in the first 55 seconds. And they get a little bit of momentum. They're going to have the crowd behind them. For sure, the Saints. Tap out the back goes towards Simon Curtis, who's been injected onto the pill. Left foot kick to half forward over the head of Jake Sharp. He tracks back after Fraser Ellis. Comes off the heel to Sharp. Good tackle on Fraser Ellis. Saints one holding the ball. Umpire Jeff Bassett says, calm down, give it to me.
It's all chips in here, boys. Myrtleford throwing everything in. It's do or die now.
Love
so you
Simon Curtis in the middle.
Yeah,
yep.
100%.
He's their match winner, isn't he? Sharrock. That's holding the ball. Umpire misses it. On the boot it goes inside forward 50. Harrington dropped the chest mark. Gathers, composes, and kicks a point.
Gee.
He settled from 30. All he had to do was finish. Damon Harrington, and it's through for a minor score. 57 plays 85, margin at 28 points. Saints are coming. We've gone 2.5 minutes for NZ.
Rightio, Dan, what have you got for us?
Yeah, well, the two inside 50s for the quarter already goes to Myrtleford, so they're looking good. 34 for the game, plays Wangaratta's inside 50s, 32 for the game, so just got their noses in front at the moment.
Just waiting for the Sharon. It's been lost down there, and here comes a secondary TW Sharon Kangaroo brand.
That drop punt from Ash Broughton to Jeff Bassett was sensational. Write him down. Oh, look at Jeffrey.
Oh, jeez. Oh, the umpires are putting on a clinic here.
100% efficiency.
What the hell?
Hey,
that ball's long gone.
Rightio, yeah, Cam Barrett, fullback.
We are in Wodonga.
You said it, Bob.
Oh, look at that. Cam Barrett long out of the goal square. Now let's have a look. Harrington's got a chance here, and he swings it in. Now East is at the back. Smith went up. East again, brought down by Gotchling, and we'll have a stoppage. 48 out at the Emerald Avenue end.
First 3 or 4 inside 50s, Dan. Is that what the 40-week stat sheet's telling you?
That is 3-0 so far in this last quarter, Panda.
Federico almost got his head ripped off. It's a free kick to the Magpies in defence. He sends it out wide to a 1-on-2. Jackson Clark wasn't able to mark. Well done, Beatty. On to Del Bosco. He goes by hand to Jake Sharp, who slipped over. Went by hand to East. Good little short kick. Finds Lockie Murphy-Dale. It hasn't been his day. Had a very good first final, Murphy-Dale. He'll have to kick this every bit of 52 metres slight angle.
Yeah, they've got all the energy. They've got to make the most of this, don't they, Myrtleford? They've had all the footy in this first 4 minutes of the last quarter. The goal to Harrington would have been a perfect start, but this is not a bad second prize.
Lockie Murphy-Dale on the runway. 55 metres out. Makes good connection. Does it hold its line? It doesn't. It's across the face. That had to go through once again. It looked pretty good. 8-10 Myrtleford, 58 to the Magpies, 13-7, 85. Margin back to 27 points for Border Carpets here in Osborne Street, Wodonga.
Yeah, so they're pressing the Saints, but they have missed 2, I suppose, gettable goals. Here's Norton, half-back for the Maggies. He's got Sharrock on short, and he wants to chip it over the top to Cam Barrett. So just left of his centre, 85 plays 58. They move it on quickly. Grossman, and he sends it in with a wobbly one. Let's have a look. Ferguson, front spot in front of Tilly. And some special comments from the coach's box next door. Yes. So Ferguson, he's going for Cossa. Toby takes it in the hands. So Saints with possession. True half back. Nice to Lockie Murphy-Dale. Now this is where it becomes a little bit harder. Lockie over the top. That ball's got some air in it. Too much. Roberts got a fist to it. Gotchling after it. Let's have a look. Hunter picks it up now. Swings around. What's he got in his vision? Federico out the back. So they retreat. Lose some ground. Smart in trouble. He's gone. Oh, big moment in the prelim. Absolutely huge. So Agosta's got it. Bobby, that was massive.
Yeah, much needed. The pressure, the gauge is going through the roof here from Myrtleford. They're throwing everything at this game. They need to because their season's on the line and they're starting to get some results. As Jet Roberts comes off, he was holding his ribs there just before after that little clash there at just in front of us here in the commentary area. But Kai Agosta, this can get some real momentum for his footy club.
This to bring the margin back to 21. Kai Agosta. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The Saints are coming. They're working their way back in the prelim at Birrelly Park on the Border Carpet scoreboard.
And there's no science behind it either, Lukey. They're just trying to break even or even get on top in the clearances, and their pressure's just through the roof at the moment in this first 10 minutes so far. So excellent work and a couple of really good positional changes as well. Simon Curtis, he's already had 3 clearances himself and 4 for Myrtleford so far in this quarter, and Wangaratta yet to have one. So fantastic work by Myrtleford, and their pressure's through the roof at the moment.
Don't forget that the Wang Magpies were in front by 40-odd points to North Albury back in the elimination final, and the Hoppers got it back to 10 points. So that may have been a message from Craig Funky Miller at prelim three-quarter time that we can put a couple of goals quickly on the scoreboard here. You just never know. And here's Simon Curtis paddling to himself once again. He can go by hand to Harrington. He puts on the left boot looking for Declan Brand. Great fist from Michael Bordignon. It spills as far as Calagero. Left foot kick towards Damon Harrington, who snuck forward into the pocket. He's kicked 2 behinds already today, Damon. And he can line up here and bring the margin back to 15 points.
Simon Curtis has made an absolute massive difference to this Myrtleford Saints midfield brigade. Declan Brenn's given them a different look out of the goal square. So those two moves that Gussie McLeod mentioned at three-quarter time are having an instant impact.
For 3 goals in 7 minutes and to bring the preliminary final to life, Damon Harrington comes in, makes no mistake. Saints fans are up and about, and so they should be. Prelim final, back to a 3-kick game. 15 points the margin. Border Carpets Wodonga scoreboard.
Yeah, wowee, that is huge. Simon Curtis, I'll tell you now, he's putting this whole town on their back at the moment. He's had 6 disposals and 3 clearances in the opening 8 minutes, Lukey. So he's just, he's tracked the town in his back, and Myrtleford, they're really flying at the moment.
Bobby, what's happening down there thanks to the Newmarket?
Young Harrington just came off for a well-deserved break, and the Myrtleford faithful gave him the cheer that he deserved. He was... He's been all in this last quarter. He's running hard and providing opportunities on the scoreboard, and the Myrtleford faithful saw that as well and rewarded him.
Oh,
it's game on here. It's game on.
Unreal. What a prelim. Back in the middle. Free kick. It's going to the Saints. Munro jams it forward. Smith has taken the mark. Margin is at 15. Oh, wow. So they're coming in waves, the tricolours. Now, he's going to have to kick this Sharon every bit of 55-60, Bobby.
You there, Bobby?
Yeah, got you. Sorry, I'm just overhearing the coaching staff of Wangaratta Magpies. They're trying to get Knowlesy back on the ground. The last 3 clearances have all happened while Knowlesy's been off the ground. So I was just eavesdropping there, boys. Sorry.
This would cut the margin back to 9. So Smith from 50, he's got onto it. It's wobbling towards goal. It's still in play.
Oh.
Maggies bring it out. Barrett gets a kick out to Bean.
Wow. I thought that was over. It looked really good. Magpie defence resolute. Cam Barrett switches effectively. Left back pocket is Fraser Ellis, who owns that Emerald Avenue wing. He goes out there to Tyler Norton in front of the scoreboard. 85 plays 70 for Border Carpets. We've played 9 minutes for NZ fourth quarter. The Magpies have moved the footy to half forward. Nick Richards gets around his opponent. Tilly takes a wonderful mark in front of Ferguson. We know he's probably got the journey. Jason Rain will bring this mark back to 50 because he kicked one from a fair distance earlier in the game, and he's already got 3, Aiden.
Yeah, they were trying to get Knowlesy back on the ground, and they just dragged a midfielder off just to get him back on because they sensed another midfield clearance or stoppage to happen, and 3 goals off the back of that. That was desperate.
So just curve the momentum of the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Aiden Tilley, kick on the way, looks really good from Aiden. It's a minor score. It's through for a minor score. Magpies 13-8-86 to Myrtleford 10-10-70 for Border Carpets Wodonga. They've brought it in quick to Calvin.
This is some sort of a game of footy. Munro, was that shepherding?
Yeah, free kick.
So against Max Bean, Matt Munro with it. How good's Owen in footy, Dan?
Well, yeah, pretty impressive by Myrtleford.
To Capillari, true half back. So they trail by 16 points or 3 goals. The Saints. They're being gallant, so they're having one last crack at the Maggies. Fly, Roberts. That was a throw, I thought, to Sharrock. Umpire on the opposite side of the stoppage, and he will take it in.
Ball up right in front of our commentary position. 16 points to the advantage of the Wangaratta Magpies, who led by as much as 36 points midway through the third quarter. Saints have kicked the only 3 of the last quarter for Mac Jack Sheds. Prelim footy at its best in the ovens of Murray. We had an after the siren finish last week. Tenardi from the stoppage, dribbles it. Crossman sees it over the line and across the chalk for a boundary throw in. 50 out from Myrtleford goal.
Stoppages this quarter. Clearances from Myrtleford 6 to Wangaratta's none.
Big Knowlesy's banged up. He had ribs looked at the 3-quarter time, and he just rolled his ankle there in that ruck contest there. So just the big fella's getting battered around.
86 plays 70. Maggie's up. Let's have a look. Whistle. So free kick going to the Maggies. So that's interesting. It's going to go to Batten. Now he's going to come wide to Clark. So Jackson's got it. So they're on their half back. They're wide out. Jackson happy to burn up some time.
This will be his 3rd touch this half.
Thanks to 40 Winks. We've gone 12 for NZ. Final term. Tilly's taken the mark. slightly right of centre wing, broadcast side, and he thumps it in. Laverty lurking out the back. Can he get there? Grant up against him. Well done by Reece Grant. Oh, wonderful football. He weaves out and he sends it down the line. Dumps it. Clark at the back. Big double fister. Falls into the hands of Gotchling. And he wants to send it up towards the arc of the 50. Flyers want it. Oh, it's fallen into the hands of Jasper Craven. He sneaks it out to Ellis.
Free kick.
Free kick to Mert.
And Calvin will get the kick. So it's coming back to Riley. Saints with it. Defensive 50.
As that was all happening, Simon Curtis has come off a well-earned break and Matty Munro's replaced him in the midfield. So like for like there, the veterans and the superstars are coming out to play.
13 minutes gone for NZ final term. Feel like Simon Curtis won't be off the ground for very long. Munro, was he impeded with as he tried to mark? Umpire says play on. Did well to worry Gotchling off the football. Ferguson not able to get past Hunter Gotchling. All this happening right in front of our commentary position. Bob Jackson, atmosphere, boundary side for the Newmarket.
Yeah, the energy's gone up. It's great. It's sensational. Both sides, seasons on the line. The energy's gone through the roof. I don't know how they find it, but they do.
Boundary throw in. 86 plays 70. 13 and a half gone. Riley Sharp's gone into the ruck. Shovels it back to Calagero. Sends one up the chimney. Sharp trying to get front position. Smart has had some moments in this last quarter. On to Batten with a clever hand pass to Roberts. Jams on the boot. There's a free kick for a downfield, is it? I think it is.
Yeah, a bit of a late shot. Jet Roberts
against Myrtleford.
Myrtleford just copped a late one.
Jasper Craven with the free kick. Outside forward 50. Sits it up to the top of the goal square. Laverty! Standing tall for the Magpies. He's done it all year, Xavier. He can go back and make the margin a good one for the Pies at 22 points.
Fantastic kick to advantage, wasn't it? The ball just curled nicely into his landing zone, and he was the only one that was going to mark it. He was the only one that contested for it. He was, he's been fantastic today, Xavier.
This for goal number 4. And Birrelea Park takes a collective breath. Directly in front, 15 out. He sneaks it home just. Xavier Laverty's got 4. 55 for the year. What a season he's having. Margin at 22 for Border Carpets Wodonga.
Yeah, that's a great mark by Xavier Laverty under immense pressure as well, and a great relief for Wang Magpies. And as you said, Banner, he's kicked 4 goals and he's been super all year, but today that's a really big goal for Wangaratta. And just starting to cool it down a little bit, Wang. 4 inside 50s to 7. Myrtleford got the jump early, but Wang consolidating well there.
Bobby, for the Newmarket.
We just go through another footy. That's the locals around Birrelea Park have got a couple of brand new red Sherrins just to have a kick around the backyard.
Last turns for Mac Jack in the prelim. So will that be enough for the Maggies? That's the question. Sure, the Saints aren't done with yet. There goes East. Here's Tenardi. Mitch, left foot, short ball. Maraka coming at it. Here's Calagero. He gets to it first. Left foot around his body. That one wide. Oh, has it stayed in? It has.
Nah, just went over then.
And Harrington tried to keep it in. And the boundary umpire is going to swing it back into play. Rightio, Dan. Marks inside 50 for the game, thanks to 40
Marks
weeks.
inside 50 for the game. 12 to Myrtleford and 12 to Wang.
There you go. All locked up on the ledger. Knowles down in front. Cossa, he had a crack at it. Clark over it. Whiteside too, got it to his boot. Oh, Jasper Craven met by Knowles. Now, in the meantime, Lockie Murphy-Dale's picked it up. Knowles is in trouble out the back. Mioto plays on. Now, Munro's out. The Saints need a goal here. Can they get one? Left foot going in. Smith! He's got it again.
Knowlesy's been split open here, boys. There's a bit of claret coming out of the big fella's face there, so we'll just wait and see if it's a nose or a split.
He is battered and bruised, Luke Francis.
He's had a
In the meantime, Smith going for his 3rd to bring the margin back to 16 points and 3 goals. He's got it. He's got it. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. So 92 plays 76 on the Border Carpets Wodonga scoreboard.
Yeah, great goal there by Myrtleford and great ball use as well. That's really the Myrtleford DNA that we've come to love in the second half of the season. The way they moved the ball through the midfield was good, and they did it with no exceptions there. So just one back now. So Wang's still at arm's length, but really good effort here by Myrtleford in the last term.
Important thing here is Knowlesy's off the ground for this centre ball up, boys.
Yeah,
so this is where they got the dominance in that early part of the quarter.
And it's 8-1 this quarter, Bobby, in favour of Myrtleford.
Tell you what, respect for Chris Knowles has gone through the roof. He's been battered with his ribs. He's been split open. He's probably been the player of the final series. And he's been fantastic once again today for his Wang Magpies. Whatever happens next week, he can hold his head high. Federico at half back here for the Magpies. Half forward onto Jasper Craven. Caught in a big tackle from Capillari. Saints fans want holding the ball. Miotto tied up against the chalk. Jackson East! Rises high with an elite body and paint mark of the day. Takes a specky. Does Jackson East. He goes short to Simon Curtis. Gee, got a good rise to Jackson. Opens up the corridor onto Del Bosco. They link up by hand to Ferguson. He's going to kick to half forward, straight down the corridor. Riley Smith, straight through the Dukes, wasn't able to mark. And here come the Magpies through Newton on the turnover.
He misses Federico. Miotto can go in again. Gets it out to Ferguson. Breaks the Federico tackle. And he goes long, Nick, looking for Cossa. Gets him. So they're on half forward. What's he got? Lockie Murphy-Dale. Oh, look at that for work. Just moving Roberts off the ball, and Lockie has got it. 50 out from the Emerald Avenue end.
Yeah, that's fantastic work early by Lockie Murphy-Dale. Just got his opponent just off balance at the right time to give himself a good look at the footy, and took a really nice mark. And his club needs this now to get this under a 2-goal game, and things get nice and tight then, boys.
Yeah, so this to bring it back to 10 points. Lockie Murphy-Dale, 45-degree angle. 55 out. No, he's hooked it. And it's true for 1 minus score. Yeah, so 92 plays 77. 92 plays 77. Maggie's up over the Saints on the Border Carpets Wodonga scoreboard.
1 goal, 2, an almost day for Lockie Murphy-Dale. Update on Chris Knowles, if we can, Bob Jackson for the Newmarket.
Yeah, he's just getting, his nose looks like it's uncontrollably bleeding at the moment, so he's just getting a bit of tape jammed up the nose, and he'll be back out shortly, the big fella.
He's been good today, Knowlesy.
Yep, superstar.
Love the fact that he dished out a bird too.
Yep.
To a few rogue Myrtleford Alpine Saints fans.
There's no fines for that, O&M, is there?
No, not at all. We'll play it here on O&M Live. Hunter Gotchling brought down in a big tackle. And we have another ball up stoppage out on the far side. 19 minutes gone for NZ. Margin at 15 points in favour of the Magpies. 92 plays 77. Probably 6 or 7 minutes of match play left. They need 3 goals, the Saints. The Magpies dribble it down the line. Del Bosco in front of the scoreboard. Inboard hand pass to Ferguson, who's been one of the best for the Saints today. His hand pass, though, turned over. Tilly has to get rid of it. Ferguson, desperate tackle. Legged. Oh, he's been legged. Oh, he's been legged. I'm not sure about that. And it's a free kick to the Magpies at Aiden Tilly in front of the scoreboard. Luke Francis, McRae Motors.
Yeah, gee. Okay, so Tilly down the line with about a 50-metre kick. Laverty in a one-on-one.
Free kick.
Grant. So Reese with it. Gee, everything has to be perfect from here for the Saints. So he goes back to Del Bosco. They want to steer it up the centre to Nardi. He's got nothing on behind him. Straightens up, keeps a cool head, and goes to Harrington. 92 playing 77 in the prelim. The Wang Magpies Football Club up over the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. So at the moment, the Maggies will face the Rovers in the GF, but it's not over yet at Burley Park. Down the line, good strong contest.
Out in the full.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Maggies will get it.
They will at half back. Any update on Chris Knowles at all, Bob Jackson?
Yeah,
for the
they just can't seem to stem the flow of bleeding. They tried to get some tape up there, and it just did nothing. He's got a towel over the honker at the moment, boys, so he doesn't look like he's coming back on anytime soon.
Cossa has been paid the mark. No, Ferguson has. Extraordinary considering Cossa had the whole footy. Ferguson to half forward, coming up meeting the pill was Sharp with an elite body and paint mark of the day. He has to hurry quickly for the Saints. He's 2 kicks from home. Hurries on quickly towards Agosta! Big Kai, who's got 1 in this last quarter. Margin at 15 points. He's directly in front. This to bring it back to 9.
Fantastic mark. Great kick. I just was concerned about the pace of the... Oh, sorry, Kai's coming in for a goal.
Kai Agosta to bring it back to 9 points. Directly in front. He makes no mistake. Still a heartbeat for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. 22 minutes gone for NZ. 83 plays 92 for Border Carpets Wodonga.
Yeah, I think regardless of the result, the quarter by Myrtleford has been huge. They've taken leading up to three-quarter time, they've only taken 9 marks inside 50. Well, they've taken 7 in this last quarter. Kai Agosto's kicked 2 goals. He's taken 2 of those big marks as well. 10 inside 50s to 6. Myrtleford are dominating so far. So back under 2 goals, Lukey.
With Knowlesy out his centre bounce, I can't help but think that Simon Curtis and Matt Munro will have something to do with this.
2 straight kicks in it. Cossa up high. Clark at bootlace level. Federico, he's in there also, and the umpire will take it.
If you just joined us, Myrtleford were down by 35 points at three-quarter time. Luke Francis.
Final turn for Mac Jack in the prelim. Cossa. Munro tries to burst his way through. Ball down at the bottom of the pack, and again we'll have a stoppage. So
that's what Wang like.
Yeah, slightly left of his centre. 92 plays 83. The Wang Magpies up over the Saints. Cossa sweeps it out of the ruck. East. He's played a huge game. Took a sensational mark in this quarter. Beautifully called by Blake Escott from McRae Motors. So it's being locked down at the moment. Cossa, and he sends it up with a high ball. Smith at the back. Front, Lockie Murphy-Dale. And again, this ball's going to be tied up. Sharon not coming out of there. And we get a stoppage.
That we do at the 23-minute mark for NZ. 92 plays 83. Saints have kicked 5 goals to 1 in the last quarter. Trail by 35 points at three-quarter time. Of course, the Magpies won after the siren last week in the first semi-final. We've had an unbelievable final series in the Ovens and Murray, so it's only fair that the preliminary final lives up to expectation. Saints fans want a high free kick inside 50. Another stoppage, Bobby Jackson.
Yeah, they need to clear this ball out. Big Toby's got to get a good fist on this and get it into some space. Either way, they can't have stoppage after stoppage. It's just chewing up the clock.
Cossa doing ruck work against Hayden. Good clear fist from Cossa. Boarding on, kicks it on the boot hurriedly out of defence. Reece Grant comes up and meets the football. Nice, clever kick. Finds Tommy Capillari at half forward. He's got a spare man in the pocket. It's not where he wants it to go, though. He kicks it long and high. Where are the Flyers? Riley Smith brings it to ground. Another forward 50 stoppage for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, and another minute taken off the clock for the Wang Magpies. 25 minutes gone. 4th term for Mac Jack. 9-point lead is the Magpies.
Stoppage, 30 out. Emerald Avenue end. Clark. And Jackson just goes with a big torpy. Ferguson. Oh, he just couldn't quite pick up the footy. Cossa slipped over. So it's been deemed a push in the back. Plays on quickly. Ferguson gets it on his boot. East at the front. Oh, he knew he marked it. Ellis up against Harrington. Sharrock just says, bugger this. And he gets it out of there with the long one. Into the hands of Max Bean. And Max is happy to just hold the footy, keep composure, and take some time off the clock. Out wide to Laverty. He breaks away to Xavier. He has a bounce. He swings it back. Newton. Ferguson, big moment here. Huge. He's gone. And that might be it. That might be it. The Maggies might be through to the big one. Now, there's a bit of carry on here, Bobby.
Get fucking out there.
So there's a free kick here to the Magpies. It's a holding the ball free kick to the way of Max Bean. Sorry, Blake Newton, who wrapped up Nick Ferguson with a beautiful tackle. And as Luke Francis called, this could be the preliminary final.
Big Knowles, he's trying to get back on here. There's a desperation to get him on. They're trying to get someone off so he can just get back on the ground.
Yes, so
big fella's taped up.
Blake Newton, one of the Maggies' young guns with a chance to close the prelim out. This would shut the door, bring the curtain down on what's been a magnificent game of O&M footy. Blake Newton, directly in front. Netball court's end, 25 out. Maggie's in the GF. The Wang Magpies will play the Wang Rovers in next Sunday's Ovens and Murray Grand Final in 2025.
Yeah, composure is the key word there. Wangaratta just a fast-coming Myrtleford there, but Wangaratta, they're going to hold on, and Blake Newton kicks his second for the day as well. So great effort by Myrtleford, but it's not going to show for anything because Wangaratta, professional for 3.5 quarters and held on in this last one, Lukey.
Some final quarter here at Birrelea Park. The Saints have given it everything. They trail by 35 points. Brought the margin back to 9. And then Blake Newton, the young bushranger, kicking his second goal to extend it back out to a 15-point margin. 27 minutes gone for NZ. And for the first time since 1977, we have a Wangaratta Derby Grand Final in the Ovens and Murray. The Magpies become the first side since 2003 to come from the elimination final. 22 years in the making, and they'll play their arch rivals in the big dance.
What a game of football at Burleigh Park this afternoon between two great footy clubs, the Wang Maggies and the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. And very shortly we'll go down to Bobby Jackson. He's on ground level and Dan Vaccaro's ducked out of the box. How good was that play, Escott?
Fantastic footy. We had free-flowing, catastrophic, throw everything at the kitchen sink from the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Just do or die. The Magpies holding on for dear life, but then answering with a couple of goals through Laverty and Newton. Fantastic preliminary final footy. And bring on next Sunday already, Lukey, between the arch rivals. There's a tiny little road that separates the Normans and the WJ Finlay Oval, and this week it's going to be on for young and old between the Rovers and the Pies.
Well, as an analogy, Panda, that lane between the two grounds will be a line in the sand this week. My goodness, isn't it going to be massive next Sunday at Lavington?
It certainly is. Saints have had a fantastic year. Of course, won their first final since 2019, finished third with a double chance. They beat Lavy in the first week. Unfortunately, come up against a very good outfit in the Rovers last week, and they just got jumped in the second quarter here. The Wang Magpies led by 4 goals at half-time. They led by 36 points midway through the third quarter, and they were the better team on the day, Lukey, and they thoroughly deserve to be in the grand final. I mean, we all wrote them off, let's be honest. 6-7 weeks ago, we all said there were only 4 sides that could make it or play in the grand final. I can't help but think the Magpies have used that as motivation, and they now come from 5th to make an Ovens and Murray grand final. So hats off to Jason Heatley and the entire coaching staff and the whole administration at the Wangaratta Magpies.
Yeah, they have been excellent. And to Myrtleford, well, I suppose we've got to thank both clubs, Peter, for just putting on such a sensational game. I mean, everyone here at Burleigh Park this afternoon has just been treated. So Bobby Jackson, he's going to pluck out a Maggie, and he's got Michael Bourdignon down there with him.
Yeah, we've got a victorious co-captain and goal-kicking captain. Boards you into another grand final, mate. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's unreal. To come from an elimination final, just fucking proud of the boys. We knew we had it in us, but probably had a few injuries early on, and then, slowly got the group back together.
You had a game plan that really worked today, didn't you? You shut down Myrtleford's run, particularly after quarter time, and really focused on owning the stoppages and owning the ball at your pace and controlled your game, and it really stood up.
Yeah, we're a really good stoppage side, so that's what we really fucking pride ourselves on. And then like the last 3, like North Albury, Laverty, and then they're sort of the same. They're slingshot footy. You get their run. They got heaps of runners, so very happy with it.
Oh, Wangtown's going to be insane this week, isn't it, mate? You're going to be able to control the locals?
Yeah, I think so. No, it'll be an enjoyable week for all the boys. Get around.
Well done, mate. Congratulations.
Cheers.
Michael Bourdignon, inspirational co-captain of the Wangaratta Magpies, who even floated forward in the third quarter, found himself in uncharted territory to kick a goal. He gets better every week alongside Matt Grossman, alongside all the other experienced heads at the Wangaratta Magpies, and can't believe it, they have come from 5th on the ladder to make a grand final. Cora Rutherglen were the last side since 2003. Yeah, 22 years. They won it that year, Lukey, to come from elimination final and actually won the grand final that year. So, extraordinary.
How's the build-up going to be?
It's going to be massive.
It's just such a professional football club, the Wang Maggies.
I'm pumped. I live in Wangaratta this week, Lukey.
Oh,
boys, I've just got big Knowlesy as we're walking off. Mate, you've been battered and bruised all day, mate. You're into a grand final.
Sensational. I can't believe it. Sorry, I can't get my words out.
You're actually making sense, mate.
Anyway, I don't know what to say.
Mate, you copped a whack in the ribs, and then you rolled your ankle, and then you copped a one in the snout. You've just kept battling through for the club.
Well, it's why we play footy, hey? There's no tomorrow. If we lose or draw, I'll give it me all, because I know all my teammates will as well. And we've got one more game to go.
Good boy. Well done, mate.
Thanks,
You've earned a beer today.
Oh, Bob Jackson capturing the moments beautifully on O&M Snap Print Solutions TV, 2AY on Edge FM as well. Well done to the Wangaratta Magpies. No one really gave them a chance to make finals this year. They're into a bloody grand final. New coach, new system, a couple of new recruits. They got some good young kids and they are playing their best football at the right time. Talk about timing your run, Lukey Francis.
It's a massive effort. It really is, Panda. And as Chris Knowles said, Dan Vaccaro, one step to go.
Yeah, bloody oath. And they were fantastic today. Super professional. And I'll tell you what, Rovers got their work cut out for them next week because this is a good outfit.
They're going bananas in the rooms below us here at Pirelli Park. Hopefully we'll be able to bring you the song. They'll sing it loud and proud. Cheer, cheer the black and the white. The Wang Magpies have booked their spot in the SS&A Ovens and Murray Grand Final, their 5th Grand Final in 7 years, and the first side since Corowa in 2003 to come from an elimination final. They'll take on the Rovers in next Sunday's Grand Final. It's a Wang Derby decider in 2025. The Magpies 15-8-98 to the Saints 12-11-83. It's O&M Live. Stay with us, our post-game show on the other side of this. And on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
This goes out to all the runners. The races, the chases, out of the box, and you're primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Running too late. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The Athlete's Foot. Fit for every run.
My family always comes first, so when the time comes, I want to know they're cared for, and that's why I've pre-planned my funeral. With a fixed price funeral plan from Tobin Brothers Funerals, your family won't be burdened by the cost, and your life will be celebrated your way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, a trusted name since 1934, supporting local families just like yours in Albury-Wodonga and Corowa Rutherglen. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.